down and the inside out. Oh, I'm just trying to ride it out. I sit back, the pressure's dropping now. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit back and fall right back to sleep. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit tight, just thunder and lightning. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit tight, just thunder and lightning. If you wanna start your stuff, then you're never gonna get it. I'll give you all the time I've got. If you want to, then you can, but you're never gonna understand. You just can't connect the dots. Sit back, the pressure's dropping now. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit back and fall right back to sleep. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit tight, just thunder and lightning. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit back, the pressure's dropping now. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit back and fall right back to sleep. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. I sit tight, just thunder and lightning. Hold tight, just thunder and lightning. Sit tight, just thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning. Thunder and She's a rain dance, rolling thunder. She's a wave and she's about to pull me under. She got everybody looking so shook, from the president to the common crook. I feel the pressure drop, drop when she come around. I feel my breath stop, stop in my lungs now. She's turning everything upside down and the inside out. Oh, I'm just trying to ride it out. Pressure's dropping now. Hold tight, thunder and lightning. Sit back and fall right back to sleep. Hold tight, thunder and lightning. Sit tight, thunder and lightning. Hold tight, thunder and lightning. Sit tight, thunder and lightning.
And we're up and running. Hello, everybody. Ooh, actually, wait a second. I need to crank your volume because you were quiet last time, and so were you.
Ready, set, hold on.
Nationals.
Boom, boom. I'm gonna crank you guys' audio up just a little bit, and we should be good. Now let me.
I do love a good cranking.
Yeah, you do. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't know why that happened. Sorry, that just did a thing. All right, I think we're better now. Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Odin, your humble DM of the Quest for a Golden Age homebrew campaign, and with me
He's the
tonight
most
are
humble
my
person he
beautiful
knows.
friends. I am the most humble person I know.
The most humble.
Gosh. All right, you beautiful bitches, introduce yourselves.
Hi, I am Dets Taylor, and I am playing Jem, the Fire Genasi Druid.
Hey, I am Zaros. I'm Tarfoon, who's playing Zaros.
There you go.
He is a artificer and now a partial wizard.
Getting mystical.
His mother's mother was a wizard. I'm Amarok, and I play Shax, and he is kind and oblivious, and he's home, kind of.
Kind of.
Kind of. And on that note, let's throw it back because we don't have an intro or anything. We're not that cool. Maybe one day. We'll get into that in the next campaign.
Gravity Falls theme just started playing in my head.
No.
It's a good show.
So, last we saw our intrepid adventurers. I heard that today. That stuck with me. That was fancy. They had followed the commanding presence of Jem far, far east into the Withered Forest and the realm of the Unseelie Fae. Knowing that they were entering this realm made Jem specifically a little uncomfortable with her knowledge of the local life, though Zaros and Shax were fairly confident. A trip through the woods and up a mountain, an exhausting time later, the three companions slayed a temple guardian and discovered an artifact of the primordial god Grumbar, the lord of the elemental plane of Earth. Upon discovering this object and taking hold of it, the voice of Grumbar was heard by all people present, one by one as they touched it. They were asked some deep and pensive questions. They then took time resting and paying homage and respect to the elemental guardian of the temple. And then a distressing message cut off at the quick from Captain Hanley sent all of you running back through the woods towards the now empty ship, finding signs of struggle and a fair amount of blood. You raced through the woods and stumbled upon a revelrous encampment of people as they danced and drank and ate around massive bonfires all around. And then the Seelie Lord Dam entered the clearing.
Damn.
Damn.
The Lord of
Whoa,
Revelry
he's thick.
bringing large game in to continue to be eaten. He struck up conversation with you and seemed swayed by Zaros's plight to vote in favor of the Fae going to war for the material plane. He then wished you well and told you to continue to keep that spirit alive. And after discovering that 3 days had passed in what felt like a single night of relaxation, you are now back aboard Captain Hanley's airship.
Mm-hmm. Captain Hanley's airship.
What would you like to do?
Well, we did what we came to do. Who's holding on to the gem currently?
I don't remember.
I'm not holding
That's a
on
good
to you.
question. I do have the backpack, so it may be in there.
I would say I know that I pissed it off, and then everyone else had a conversation with it afterwards. I don't think I ever got it back.
I don't remember. Zaros, did you have a conversation with Grimbar?
I don't think I did.
I don't
I know
believe
Shax
so.
did.
Yeah, Shax did. I don't believe Zaros took it up though.
Was I the last one to have the gem?
I think
You were the last
were.
one to have a conversation with it. I don't know where you all stored it.
I don't think it ever got back to me.
Yeah, but because I never had a conversation with it, I don't know if I ever touched it.
True.
Well, easy enough. We can say Shax has it still.
Got it. That's fine.
And keep it in my fanny pack.
Hell yeah.
Shax would have a fanny pack.
It would.
Fuck yeah.
We rock that.
Shax does have a fanny pack.
Yeah,
Shax
like
does.
y'all have like the satchels and that kind of stuff. I'm a couple centuries ahead. I got a real deal fanny pack.
I'm just
They said-
seeing The Rock from Central
Yes.
Intelligence.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shax gives big rock fanny pack energy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Please tell me you have a shirt with a unicorn on it.
I can picture it. Yeah.
Over the armor.
Has to be like skin tight too.
No,
No, it's gotta
I
be.
would say
It's gotta
I
be
would like an
underneath the
apron
armor.
with it instead.
That yes.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
I love it. I
Yes.
love it so
Yes.
much.
And it's supposed to be like the sexy apron, but he also still wears his armor over it or under
Yes.
it.
Yes.
I have to divert for just a second because we're talking about aprons. The
We're already
lodge.
diverting.
Yes, I know. So the lodge is a online site to buy cast iron cookware and stuff. So obviously, my father-in-law, that's where I was shopping for it. But they have a slogan called "Naked and covered in oil," like cast irons are,
Oh,
and they have an apron
Nice.
that has that on it. So
naked and covered in oil.
Beautiful.
I'm definitely
Fantastic.
buying that for him.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Just gonna say, with talking about like wearing aprons naked, you start talking about a place online where you can buy, and my mind just started going all over the place.
Not like that.
But yes, naked and covered in oil.
Perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so that's my little deviation. So, Shax has the
Deviated from
gem.
Deviation.
You are on the
Yep.
ship. What are you doing?
Well, what's the plan now?
I'm not entirely sure at this point. We did what I wanted to do. We went. I researched the ruins. We found more than I expected.
Is there a place we can safely bring this?
We can bring it back home.
Where is home? Because I don't live here.
Hold up, I don't have my notes up.
Well, probably the city. You know,
We
Silver.
can, we can bring it back to Whitecrest.
Oh.
do some research with it and things of that nature, and Nolan will probably know more information about it than I could ever dream of knowing. But we are also given a task by said thing, so I'm not entirely sure what's the proper path.
We had a task.
Here it
Yeah.
is.
What was the task? To
It-
prove ourselves or something, didn't we?
It
Something
was
along those
to,
lines.
it asked if you believed you were worthy,
Yeah.
and if you
Yeah.
believed you were righteous, and if you did,
Oh yeah.
to prove it. To prove, he said he would forgive you for killing his son if you proved yourselves to be righteous.
Hmm.
Didn't give you a specific task, though you did bury and give last rites to the elemental.
Yeah.
Also, Gem, roll me an intelligence check.
How dare.
Can you finally do that without a disadvantage? I think we did have a long rest after
Yeah,
I.
we did. We did.
You
have a
did.
long
While
rest
you
afterwards.
buried the fella, everybody else
Yeah.
took a long rest.
Took a long rest.
Yeah.
So yes, I do not have exhaustion. Actually, I should remove that.
Yeah.
Oh right, and we spent like days with Damn.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Yeah. So.
Yep.
True.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no.
Yeah.
You asked if the time with Dam counted as a long rest, and it did not because you did
Yeah.
not sleep.
Okay.
But yeah,
Right.
during I believe during the time of you burying the elemental,
We
you were
stayed.
able to get rest. And Shax, you're a high elf, so you only required half the time anyway.
Okay. So you said an intelligence check.
Yes, please.
The time with Damn did not count as a long rest, therefore we are days and not having long rest, therefore you are rolling with disadvantage again.
No.
Therefore, you're rolling with like triple disadvantage.
Yeah. I got like 3
So-
levels of exhaustion.
That's 17 for a straight intelligence check.
17. Okay. Jem, you know that you just picked up a powerful earth elemental artifact. And you know somebody rather well who is tied strongly with the elemental plane of earth.
Oh. Fuck.
Oh,
That's
the,
all
Zaros
the
knows.
Automatron guy thing.
Automatron? Autobots, roll out!
Oh right. Yeah. Right.
Caleb.
It's been so long.
Caleb.
Yes.
Yeah, Caleb. I
Caleb.
was
Caleb.
literally as soon as you said that, I was like, I
Right.
looking
I
for
know
his
a guy.
name.
I know a guy.
Right. Well, well, you all met Caleb on your way in, I assume.
We did indeed. He was a very interesting fellow.
Caleb is tied to the Earth elemental plane, so they might have a lot more insight into this than anyone else. Let's do that. Hanley,
Yes, mistress.
we are heading home.
Whitecrest Manor.
No. We're headed. Sorry, we are heading to the Gromley Brothers fortification.
Right. Alright.
More specifically.
Sure, you're the boss. We'll head that way.
Thank you,
And-
Hanley.
They have space. They have like, what, dozens of warships outside? They can fit another.
Yeah. Well, this ship was docked there when you all boarded it also.
True, yeah. That's
Honestly,
how we
yeah,
got to the city.
It's how we got out of there.
So Hanley calls over to Tane and the into Anzim, and they prep the ship and start sailing back west. And Hanley says, "Mistress,
Yes.
just no one's there except the guards." Remember, they were heading out towards the city big vote happening.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
the
It's
brothers.
been days, though. Do we know? Do I know when the vote was supposed to happen?
The vote was roughly, because you can only deal roughly with the Fae, was supposed to be about a week out from when you left, which at this point would be about 4.5, maybe 5 days, depending. Your time's a little wonky with being in Dam's place, but you also know that not 5 minutes ago you were with Dam.
Yeah, but he's a god. He can teleport.
But also, we were
Fair.
trying to convince him.
Yeah, when you had
to-
left him, the vote hadn't
Right.
happened yet.
The vote hadn't happened yet, so
And that was
theoretically, it
actually
could be.
5 minutes ago.
Yes, and you do know that the Gromley brothers and a fair amount, if not all, of the Iron Flanks were heading that way as well to input
Okay.
or plead their case.
But Caleb watches the portal specifically. So,
Caleb is one of the ones that watches the portal.
right. Would I have an inkling on whether or not he would be going with them or not? Like, I'm not part of that group, so I don't know if I would know.
Let's say you may not be a member of the Iron Flanks, but you have fairly close ties with all of them. Right now it's strange because you know how important this is, so you're not sure who would be in attendance for what. You know they would definitely not leave the compound unguarded.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know this, but Shax and Zaros, Caleb specifically told you he had been there waiting for you
Hmm.
at the
He'd been
portal.
there for a long while too.
Yes, months.
Yeah. He'd been, waiting.
Well, Henley, you remember Caleb, yes?
Sallow fellow, kind of, I don't know,
Stares through your soul.
a little
more or
bland.
less.
Yeah, he's kind of weird. He's kind of weird.
Yes.
Yes.
We are trying to seek him out. Yeah, he may have information that we need.
Oh,
I'm not sure if he
Alright.
would have gone to the vote or not. That's where I'm at.
well, I don't know the fellow really, mistress. So,
Sadly, don't know. My brother would know, but I do not know him as well as him.
let's see. Do you have any way to get word to your brother, maybe?
I don't think I have anything. I'm a druid, not a wizard. I don't
Not a
think I
wizard.
have- I don't think I have any kind of.
Don't look at me quite yet. I have message, but that's only 120 feet.
Yeah, you would need sending.
Yeah, I think that's a 3rd level spell. And yeah,
You don't have it quite yet.
not quite.
I sadly have no way of contacting him currently.
Alright, well, just tell me where you want me to go, milady. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
Well, we do know who he's associated with, and they would at least know where he would be. Plus, this vote is very important. At least.
Well, that actually raises a good question. Are both of you here for the vote as well? Should you be there involved in that?
They haven't asked us to be there, so I wouldn't say, but I do think our presence may sway it one way or another.
Alright, let me rephrase. Would you like to be there? Because then we could head to the vote, see if Caleb is there, get the thing I need to do done, and possibly help you along with what you're doing.
I'll just kind of look at
Chat.
Shax. Yeah.
It would seem that I have some sway with some segment of people in the city. Will not be the worst
Based
thing for me
off-
to be there during this time.
Based off of what happened when we tried to leave, yes, I would say you have a fair amount of sway, Lord Shax.
Indeed.
Sure, fine. Let's do that. Hanley, it seems we are heading to the city for the vote.
You've got it. We'll be there in. He kind of takes a minute and looks at the sky and gets like a. He does that.
Yeah.
Wind's with us. We could be there in a day.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Captain.
That's what I do best, my lady.
Jim,
Yes.
will this be dangerous for you? You seemed anxious to be out of the city before. I do not believe that things will be improved if the vote has not gone through yet.
I think currently, with the populace of people that are going to be at the vote that align with my faction in a sense, it may be safer now than it was then.
What would you consider is your faction?
The Whitecrest household. How do I phrase this? We are researchers, spellcasters, divinators. We deal in fact and what we can do, and expanding what we can do, and with our leaders' outlook, sometimes we may get in trouble with some of the higher ups and may clash at times. I am not someone of great importance in that hierarchy, but being there with Seelie, Unseelie Court, either there, can put me in some semblance of peril, but with the massing of people that are voting one way or the other, it might be safer because we blend in a bit more. Still a risk, but such as leaving your home on a daily basis.
Yes.
Understood.
So I think I will be fine. I just try to stay in the shadows of a sense. And blend
It
in
is
with the
funny,
crowd.
Zaros. I believe in this case, you will be the least conspicuous out of the three of us.
For once, it is quite a difference.
Right, there's not a lot of you on the other side, is there?
No, that is putting it very lightly. I have met, I believe, 3 others.
From what I've heard, it seems very different on the other side of the gates, and not for the better.
That is why we find this so important.
I've heard a fair amount about what's going on and the chaos that ensues with all of this going on, and what may happen if we do nothing. What I'm trying to say in not so many words is I'm sorry for what you've both had to go through on the other side.
We all have hardships.
I can only just hope that we return it to what it should be.
That seems to be the consensus of those I tend to throw my lot in with.
What's the difference between an egg and a potato?
What?
You toss a potato into boiling water, it turns soft. You toss an egg in, it turns hard. It all depends on what you're made of.
It's an
Conflict
interesting
like this will make or break you.
Yeah, but
That was
isn't the like egg on
surprisingly
the inside
deep.
kind of soft and gooey?
Have you ever had an uncooked egg?
I don't
even
really care
softer and
for egg
gooier.
to begin with.
It's literally called a hard-boiled egg. It's in the name.
That is fair.
It's a hearty elven breakfast.
That was surprisingly insightful for someone.
Eggs always just give me bad gas, so I just never eat them, you know?
I can tell by the muscle mass.
On that note,
That
I'm
is-
back to my reading.
Oh shit!
He gives you a slap on the back, and you can hear the smile under the helmet.
Damn.
Beach.
For the sake of brevity, if there's anything you'd like to accomplish for this day of travel, and then
I will spend time studying my book.
all right. Go ahead and just roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Let me find my d20. Okay. Got 12 plus 7, so
19.
19.
Nice. You're burying down into this book that Nolan gave you, and it is giving you insights into magic that you've only ever had your innate ability and then your know-how of mechanical devices. The depths at which magic truly goes is mind-blowing to you as you begin to study the spells in this tome that he gave you. And I will say, for the next 24 hours, you have a +1 to all spell attacks.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah. Alright, anybody else want to do anything? Any more conversations you'd like to have? Because you just got a whole day to kill.
Shax will probably spend, unless he is approached by anybody else about anything, he'll probably spend most of his time meditating, basically trying to remember any interactions he's had with elementals in the past. Obviously, not much across his life, considering their rarity on the element or on the material plane, since he was, I don't know, the equivalent of a young boy. But yeah, he's going to try to be meditating on that and trying to glean as much as he can culturally.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a history check.
That's a flat roll for me.
Nice.
Just at least it's not a negative.
7.
7.
7.
In your relatively young life, while the plains were still traversable, you never had any experience with any pure elementals until the one that you were just with. But you do remember your father had a friend who was a genasi, a water genasi. And she was friendly, but kind of... she was odd. And that's all you really recall.
Okay. Yeah,
And that was
Shackle
for your
spends-
father's level of friends.
Yeah. Or, yeah, an eclectic bunch. Okay. Yeah, Shax will just spend his time meditating, relaxing, trying to think about that stuff, but yep, that's it.
All right, all right. Anything else?
Jem will be jotting down everything that um, she heard, everything that she saw that she hadn't already jot down from the temple, and will be attempting to do a sketch of the gem itself in the notebook.
Okay. Give me. I will give you the choice, either an intelligence check or a dex check.
I'll take an int.
Okay.
11.
Okay. Takes you a bit. You're not the most artistic person, so the sketch
Yeah.
it's passable. The runes are there, but it is not a pretty sketch. It's not like a rubbing or anything.
Right.
But as you're writing things out, you're able to pick up more now on the patterns of all the runes you saw within the ruins. And from what you can gather, it was mostly praise to Grumbar.
Yeah.
And you infer this from the inner chamber and all the paintings along the wall. If it was complete and undamaged, this would have been essentially what you take would have been an epic about Grumbar creating the world.
Gotcha.
Damn.
Yeah. Like the Odyssey, but Grumbar edition.
Gotcha.
Alright. Last time checking. Good. Everything else? Everybody got their turn?
Are we sleeping during this? Like, what time of day did we start leaving? And it's going to take a day to get there.
The sun was coming up, which made it so jarring to have 3 days go by, because it felt like a night went by and you were coming up into sunbreak. So it's, as you're getting underway, it's just past dawn.
Okay.
You would probably sleep, unless you were willing to push into chances of exhaustion, which you've had plenty of. So,
Yeah, nah, I'll sleep.
okay. You all get to take an unnecessary long rest. And as day breaks, you climb back up on deck from the cramped under quarters, and you find Hanley at the helm already before you.
He didn't sleep, did he?
Probably not.
Captain never sleeps,
Uh,
regardless of what I tell him to do.
Yeah, it's strange. Jem, in all of your time with Hanley, you don't remember ever actually seeing him sleep. You have always assumed that Anzim, the automaton that does not need sleep, takes over so Hanley can,
Yeah.
but you've never seen him actually go to sleep.
You've seen him unconscious now, though.
Yes. Seeing him unconscious.
Yes.
But not asleep.
Yeah, on the brink of death, he will sleep. Short of that.
Fuck it.
But he is just at the helm, one arm just kind of leaning on it, his long waistcoat, trench coat, whatever you want to call it, just kind of flowing in the rather warm air. Yes. We should be there in about an hour, milady.
Excellent time, as always, Hanley.
That's what I do best.
You are always so exhausted. Why do you never sleep?
I rest when I need to, ma'am. I'm mostly
hope
just
so.
exhausted because of you.
I'll accept that. You earn your keep.
Well, after this one, and he kind of like hands the side of his chest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll be asking White Chris for a raise.
Good luck with that. You know how he is.
Well, I could take my ship elsewhere.
As you could. You would be missed.
So you could always just kind of vouch for me, you know?
I have.
It's time to unionize.
What's a union?
Fey unions.
Yeah. As the sun starts to peak and the blues and purples of dawn fade out into just the warm, vibrant yellow and orange of the day, the Alabaster City comes careening into sight, and you make for the same port that you did in the northeastern quadrant of the city as you've headed back from the east. Hanley brings it in. Tane jumps out, ties up the ship. Alright, milady. We'll stay here. Should we keep the sails ready to fly?
I don't think we'll be so hasty of a retreat. Not unless something comes up. But, rest, relax, take your time. We'll be here for a bit.
You got it. Think I'm gonna go get me a drink.
Alright. Well, I'm going to try something that I have not tried, well, in a long time, we'll
Yes.
say.
Now seems a good time to do it. Now that we're in population.
After, because I've seen and had probably interactions with Caleb
Mhm.
over the years. Is there something specific he always keeps on him?
Oddly enough, you've never seen him wear anything other than the plain tunic and white shirt that he always wears. Other than that, he is barefooted, never has anything on his person. No jewelry, you've never seen him handle anything other than like picking something up and handing it to somebody. He doesn't have a bag or anything like that.
Well, that makes it difficult.
I could try to cast message if he's within 120 feet.
I would say from where you are on the slightly elevated skydock, you can see everything within 120 feet, and Caleb is not there.
Got it.
So what I was... Caleb is an automaton with a soul.
Caleb
correct?
is complicated.
Yeah, I know Caleb's complicated, but like for the I get he's not. he's a
You're trying
person.
to scry an object or locate object.
Locate object, yes, but he's
Oh.
technically not an object, but he is he is mechanical in nature in some sense. So I'm trying to figure out how to get this to work.
I would say you could certainly try.
Try to scry his shirt.
What level spell slot is that?
It's a second level spell.
You can certainly try.
Sure. I will attempt to locate object. Caleb.
All right. No, it's just...
It's an object you are familiar with. I'm familiar with him, but like, it's how the spell works. I don't know because I don't have anything. I don't have any kind of like message or sending or anything of that nature. So this would be the fastest way of trying to find him.
Okay. So you cast the spell.
Yeah.
and you feel the arcane energy leave you, and your mind spread out, chasing after this arcane energy signal. And you are used to it, almost like echolocation. You've cast this spell before. It rushes out, and then it comes back and hits you, and you get that. There it is. You wait. And you feel the energy come back to you. And there's no ping.
Well, that didn't work. So I'm not entirely sure where he is.
I will say it's also only within 1,000 feet. You
Yeah,
are in
true.
the middle of an air park
Yeah, I get that.
that is easily over 1,000 feet in every direction.
Nah.
If the Bromley brothers arrived, I find it hard to believe they went unnoticed. Perhaps we visit your neutral friend and see if they've heard any news. They seem to be in the know about a great many things.
We could go see him, yes. That would... Information does flow to his ear quite easily. And
I will
If we
stay
can find the
outside.
Bromley siblings, we can find Caleb almost certainly. At the very least, a walk through the city will help us gather information, undoubtedly.
if I had to guess, the Grumley brothers being the main representatives for their arguments for going and helping the material plane, they would be towards the center of the city where the vote would be happening. But we could definitely go and head to the shop and see if they've heard anything.
Okay, so you guys head to Graceful Goods.
Indeed.
All right.
I will stand outside.
Okay. You make your way through the city.
Oh, and
Yes.
just a clarification. My coin purse is in my jacket up here.
Oh yeah, yeah. Good point. You know,
Firmly secured in the prison
firmly
pocket.
Yeah.
secured.
Literally everything that I own is firmly secured.
Good to know.
Hmm.
So you make your way through. Let me.
Remember, my passive perception's on 19.
I know exactly what your passive perception is. Don't worry, you don't gotta tell me. All right, so you make your way out of the bowl and into Sannel's Horn, and then head west into the Oak Forge, and it's right at that meeting of Sannel's Horn and the Oak Forge at the easternmost bridge into the heart of the city that Graceful Goods is located. As you go through, especially while you're in the bowl, quite a few people are smiling and waving to your group,
Hmm.
but
Shacks.
But we
Just
know
shack.
who they're waving at.
Yeah.
yes. It seems to lessen as you get into Sannel's Horn, and lessen even more so once you're in the Oak Forge. As you reach the Oak Forge, it's kind of just indifference. And yeah, Jem, with your passive perception, you see that the rangers that guard the city, typically unseen, you know where to locate them in emergencies, the guard towers.
Hmm.
They are out in force.
Yeah.
There is pairs and squads of them everywhere.
Yeah. Patrolling the city.
Mm-hmm. But without incident, you make it to Graceful Goods.
I will slide Ponta out. If you could fetch him for me, and then set him down to run.
All right, you do that. There's a young elven, youngish. She seems to be in her late 20s. Elven woman, beautiful deep tan skin, and kind of like auburny hair. She smiles and goes, "Can we help you, miss?"
I put up a finger and just wait for like the loud noise that usually comes out when he sees Ponta.
Okay. You hold your finger up and you wait 10, 20 seconds, and she's just kind of like staring at you. "Miss?"
Huh.
30,
Usually there by now.
40 seconds go by, and Ponta comes skittering back to you and just starts chirping loudly in your ear.
Yeah. He's not here. That's odd. He doesn't usually leave the shop unattended.
"Miss, can I
Oh,
help you?"
Oh, your manager. He's not in. I guess.
"Mr. Ugdo?"
Yes.
"No, he's at the vote."
Uh,
That does make sense.
that does make some semblance of sense. Terribly sorry to bother you. We'll be off.
"All right. Have a lovely day."
You as well. Guess we're heading to the vote.
Not
This
the
is,
worst thing.
this is going to go.
This was a
terribly.
chance to gather some information, but I have a feeling we will not be able to escape information if we head into the inner city.
I have a feeling you're right.
I'd rather be prepared, but I have a feeling that was going to be our destination, no matter what.
That is where anyone who is anyone will be.
And apparently, we are anyone.
You definitely are. Anyone. Shax. Lord. Shax.
Yes, very well. Right, off we go.
Okay. So you exit the shop and you turn to your left, and there is a massive drawbridge. 2 guard towers posted with a like almost looks like tree branches that grow together and meet in the middle, and you see just the faintest glowing green light pinpricks going all along it. And as you draw closer to it, you see that it's a almost gem-colored portcullis that is cranked up into this organic tree-looking branch, but it seems to be made of like almost emeralds. And there are 6 guards on each side, and one of them steps forward. "Business?"
Lord Shax. And the Sapphire of White Crests here.
"Well, I've never heard of a Lord Shax before. You new to the Archfadum?"
Yes, we are new here.
They are guests of Whitecrest. And the Grumley brothers.
"I see. Alright. Head on through. Mind yourselves in the heart."
Indeed. Much appreciated.
And as you head on, again with your fucking passive perception, you just hear some of the guards mutter, "Fucking outsiders."
I'll let not making waves today. Not making waves today. Just Gem is just saying in her head.
Just gotta
Gotta be good,
test
gotta
that
be
boss
good.
bitch energy.
Gotta be good.
All right.
Can't
So
can't break anybody today.
as you pass the threshold of these two guard towers and you step out onto this bridge that is easily 50 or 60 feet wide of planks of wood that seem to be still barked and alive, and it's just an extension of these massive trees that form the gate towers, spreading over a canal that is probably about 200 feet across. And as you crest over the arch of this bridge, there are crowds of people within the heart, and there are people running along the bridge, a couple of kids, some carts set up, people selling some just very like street vendor foods and everything. Make your way forward, and it is like people lined up outside on 4th of July, just everywhere throughout this huge courtyard surrounding the heart tree.
And they were concerned about letting us in.
No, it's just the gods being the gods. When you deal
Very
with
well.
when you deal with upper class in this manner, they seem to get very uppity. There is a dislike for those who aren't native to the Feywilds. I do not share their outlook, but it is known. It's why you see that the bowl is seemingly in more disrepair than the rest of the city.
Yes, it seems no matter where you go, those in power find a reason to look down on those underneath them. The less
Always
privileged.
seems to be that way. That is one thing that will never change.
Painfully true. I'm looking
More
around
things
for
change, the
anyone
more
that
they
I
stay
know.
the
Okay.
Anyone of Whitecrest or anyone from the Gromley Manor.
Roll a perception check.
I'm rolling with advantage on perceptions. That's a 22.
20.
If I didn't go with if I didn't get advantage on that, that would have been a 8.
Sweet baby Jesus.
So, yay!
I don't
Yeah.
know what
Yeah,
the
I get
issue is
a
here.
+4 to my perception, and I rolled a 4 and an 18.
Damn, son. I don't know why this isn't working. Hold on, I'm trying to... For some reason, your backstory sheet is not pulling up for me, and that's annoying. So with a 22, I can't pull up his name right now, because it won't. But they're the gentleman that you trained with in the Disciples. I can't remember his name, and I can't pull it up.
I've got my sheet up here. Aiden.
Aiden. You see Aiden in his full, like, it is a body length coat, cinched tight, like almost like a priest's robes, flared out at the legs for freedom of movement, slacks, and it's all black and silver, and there's blue like brooches that instead of buttons that tack in with silver, and his hands are adorned in silver and blue rings. Slicked back hair, calm demeanor, just hands folded in front of him, speaking with 2 squadrons of Iron Flank Commandos about 50 feet and off to the right once you enter from the bridge.
Has he seen us yet?
No,
saying
he's
that.
kind of facing you see like his side profile, but you know it's him.
Mm-hmm. I will look to the. Bear with me for a moment. Try to move quietly, and I will attempt to. I'm not good at it, but I will attempt to sneak up behind him.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check, and if you guys are going to go with her, I need stealth checks from all of you.
Okay.
Don't worry, I get disadvantage, and I only have I have a +1 to it. So. Oh, that's not bad. I got a 13 and a 15, so that would be 14. That's actually the best I've rolled for stealth so far.
That's
13.
great. 13. Okay.
I'm surprised it's a +1.
Are you noticeably trying to be sneaky? Like, is there
I-
any way Shax could have been able to tell that you're being sneaky? Or are you just like trying to be quiet as you walk up behind him?
I'm attempting to. As you guys have been able to tell, I have I'm wearing like a suit, a sense, but it has like a jingle to it. As you've probably noticed, as we've gone throughout a trip, it has chainmail on the inside, so it jingles a bit. So Gem is attempting to move as still as possible, like just try to float their way over to try to not jingle.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think Shax would like take a few steps after you start doing that, look at what you're doing, be experienced enough with chainmail, and go, nope,
So
I'm
Shax.
gonna stand back here and watch.
Alright, so Shax does not go. Right. Okay. Also, I'm just gonna throw this out there. May not be as versed as Caleb, but you do remember that Aiden is an Earth Genasi.
Yeah. No, I remember.
So Zaros and Gem, you slink forward, fairly quietly. Shax, you just kind of lean back and just watching, just kind of hands on hips, like, what are they doing?
Yeah, he doesn't know like where she's going yet, who she's going after, but knows that this is not his best thing, and is just gonna stand back and watch and see what happens.
Okay. Gem, you notice the 6 Iron Flank commandos who are facing you
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would
all clock you immediately.
I would immediately do this as we're making our way up. behind
You
them.
see there's one girl, she is just strapped up in full breastplate, but her arms are bare and scarred up. She has a fucking savage mohawk,
Hell yeah.
just kind of
Nice.
and Aiden and starts to engage him more aggressively in conversation.
Mm-hmm. So
Amazing.
I want to sneak up directly behind Aiden, and I've done this to him before. I control flame on my hand, not to actually cause flame, but to generate heat. And I just warm his back up until it almost hurts. I give him a hot foot, but like, and he's an urchin, honestly, so it's stone, so it doesn't quite hurt, but it's like noticeable.
And again, he's in like a cloth vestments. The only thing is he has the long sword strapped to his hip.
Mhm.
He and turns around and just claps, and he is going to thunderwave you.
Oh, in the crowd, really?
Yep.
Oh, come on!
Just like that.
I'm not a wizard. I don't have counterspell.
It's thunderwave or thunderclap. It's thunderclap, I think.
Whichever one's the shorter range one, you're gonna hurt some civvies
Clap
with
them
that.
cheeks. Lol.
Thunderwave. I think it's thunderclap that he's gonna.
Oh no,
do.
I do have.
'Cause
No, this
thunder-
dispel magic. It's not counterspell. Damn it.
Lamau.
Yeah, I don't. I
Ooh,
don't
no,
have
no, no! It is
counterspell.
thunderwave. I was right. It's thunderwave.
You realize it's
Oh
a
my
cone, right? Like
God.
that's gonna hit other people.
No, it's a cube.
It's gonna hit other people.
It's a cube.
Fine.
So, I believe I need you.
Sell 15-foot cube.
Yeah.
I need
It's gonna
you to.
That's a big cube.
That's a
Yep.
big cube.
I need you both to roll Constitution saving throws.
I've done this to him so many times. Why is he reacting to this special?
You
What am I
thought this was
rolling?
gonna be a harmless prank, and he's out here about to kill a couple civilians.
Right? Fucking shit. What
Con
am I-
saves. Con saves,
Con
both of you.
That's a 1 roll.
Is this gonna be one of those things where like it turns out that it's not actually him, and you just touch the butt of a person that you don't actually know?
I got a 12, so I probably don't save.
That's a failure.
Wait, do I need a?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
do too. You're in.
Ah, fuck.
Oh
What-
no.
This seems
How
aggressive.
How much was this upcast?
What kind? It's a dex save.
Con.
No, I was just rolling con saves for the 8 people who are within range,
Oh my gosh.
What?
and only one of them succeeded.
Okay, well I got
I'm
a
so confused.
15 plus 4, so 19.
You just save against his DC. So you take 5 thunder damage, and that guy takes 5. Gem, you take 10, as well as 7 other civilians, as this thunderous boom goes off. And like 3 people, including like a little kid, all flinch. One guy's nose starts bleeding, and your ears are ringing.
That was aggressive. Ah.
Gem, darling, I am so sorry. And
I've done
Oh,
this to you
God.
so many times. Why?
sorry to you. I'm sorry to you. And he goes around and he hands a gold into the hand of every person he just thunder waved, except the 2 of you. Gem, darling, I'm very sorry. Kind of a high stress situation right now.
I get that, but it was.
Yep,
I did
it's
this
fair.
like almost
I-
all the time when we were training.
Yes,
What?
and I'm
Oh,
sorry. I'm sorry. I thought you were still out at your ruins. I didn't know you were here.
We literally just got back. Ow.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry. Things are a little tense.
Tense. I know. I was trying to lighten the mood, but holy shit.
Yes. Well, 2 of ours and a squad of theirs were attacked earlier already.
Wait, what?
Things are tense.
Do we know by who?
Of course we know by who. We just can't prove it.
Look, I get. No, I understand we can't prove it. I just wanted to know if we
Darling,
actually.
darling.
Yes. Yes.
The whole of the Antinari house is here.
My ears are bleeding.
All of them.
Yes. So yes.
Is
I
that bad?
understand. Yes. Very.
Oh.
It's hostile.
Hello. I'm Aiden. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, I am Zardos.
A pleasure. Sorry
I will
sorry about your
turn-
ears.
I will turn towards Shax and I'll wave for Shax to come forward.
And he continues to talk to you, Zaris. He goes,
Is it safe now?
yes, the Antinari are very bad. Very bad.
You remember the funeral that was taking place? I think you were here during that time. Yes. They were involved.
Yes.
You all see it, and Jax, as you walk up, the 6 iron flanks you are surrounded by. At the mention of that, literally, like, all their jaws clench. 2 of them go for their weapons, and, like, they're just white-knuckled.
Ease,
As Shax walks
ease.
up.
Well,
You
that went
know-
even worse than I expected. Jax.
Lord Shax.
Aiden, pleasure to meet you. Lord?
I
Lord?
don't think there's much use for that here, Jem, though I appreciate it.
It's the title that the bowl goes by for you. It's
You're that Shax.
yes.
Pleasure to meet you. We'll get a drink
You
after.
see. Good reaction time, by the way.
Gotta be quick on my feet, otherwise you don't stay alive.
True enough.
Especially working for Nolan. God.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. We've had some issues in the past with injuries, especially in
Yes.
training. I turned to the Iron Flank, just seeing them all tense. Can't do anything here. I know. Just one breath at a time. We'll get through this day.
The girl with the spiked mohawk and the breastplate on, essentially, she looks at you and she kind of bares her teeth, and you see all of her teeth are pointed and filed.
It's gnarly.
We do whatever Aegis tells us to do. He wants the Antinari to die. They're all gonna die, darling.
I get that. We don't want any collateral damage in a public place. I know none of you want that.
They all kind of look around.
Seeing kids running around.
There is a collective, like, deep breath. They don't ease up, but they kind of unclench their jaws a little, and they spread a bit. But only within, like, they are all within, like, 10 feet of each other at all times.
Yep. Alright, with that, Aiden,
Yes,
you may
darling.
be able to help with this. Your studies were a bit more in your background, earth, elementals, and things of that nature.
Yes.
A bit more than mine was. We found something. I'm still not entirely sure I believe what happened at the ruin.
Tell me more, darling. I'm curious. Please.
Is there a place that we can go that isn't in literal giant crowd that we can talk about this?
We can, but give me this one. I pull out my notebook, and I get very close to him. And I slide it open just enough to the page where I have the sketch.
Okay. He looks at it, and he just kind of furrows his brow, which is strange because his skin is literally made of stone.
Stone. And
Which-
it's got my notes and descriptor in it, next to the drawing.
Yeah, you found a rock. Okay.
No, it's got
Gem
it's got,
found gem.
yeah, weird. No, it's got the runes and the descriptor, because I title all of my stuff in my notebook. So
Yeah. Also, because I didn't mention it before, because you saw him from the back as he turned, because he does have hair, which is strange. As you've met Goliaths, and this is your first Earth Genasi meeting, but the Goliaths, which were also stone-skinned creatures, were all bald. But he has this full, like, slicked back, blondish hair, and he has like almost a smooth, off-white granite colored skin, and there's a long geode fissure down the left side of his neck that is filled with what looks like amethyst, and you actually see a little bit of sparkling energy just kind of pump through it, almost like a pulse. But his eyes kind of go wide after a second as he reads. Darling, what did you find?
I'm not entirely sure. I close up the book after I get a sense that he realizes what I showed him. Slide it back in my coat. We have it. Could use some help figuring it out. I get right now is a bit tense.
I was
and
gonna
a bit
say it's not
complicated.
really the best time.
That's yeah.
I'm working with Nautilus Squad, and what was that one? I don't remember. I don't care. But we've been divided up. One of us to every two of them, and we are.
Working. Yes.
Yes, working.
Yes. Yes.
I wish
No,
you'd been here the whole time.
Stretched thin.
Uh,
with upper class mages, maybe.
it's not
have
so
we-
much them. It's not so much them. The people here are fine. They're a little tense. They don't love us, but they deal with us. The Intinari, it's different. It's not like before. After Mercy, they've gotten bold.
Great. That's not something we like to hear. Bold. I look to Shax and wow, I totally forgot Zaros. I look to Shax and Zaros. Just for clarification, when somebody says they're getting bold when it comes to the Feywild, that's bold is bold. It's a different scale here. So, have they blown anything up yet?
Not successfully.
Okay. Did Nolan have any instructions for me if I got back?
Not that I'm aware of. Not that he gave me.
Okay.
Again,
That's fine.
none of us expected you back.
I didn't expect it to
You
be such a
bitch.
quick trip. What?
What
Research
is
beckons.
what is your purpose in being here, if I may ask? There is danger in you, in the rest of the White Crest Association, in the commandos being here. Certainly there is some value in your opinion, but I would think that the Gromley brothers have far more weight than most of the commandos.
They're up there already. And he points up at the tree.
Then what good is it you being here, besides being out in the open and being a target?
We're a deterrent. If the brothers die, or Whitecrest, this is all for naught.
In a sense, if they eliminate the group that's attempting to vote for the thing they don't want, then they lose numbers in the vote and get what they want. That kind of thing is frowned upon, but more or less acceptable here.
So I leave that. That tracks.
So I think it's more like Aiden said, it's very much a deterrent, so that we are here as a show of force to make sure that this vote is a vote, not a slaughter, and then a decision made by the victor.
So this is saber rattling. This is trying to make us seem powerful. Does not seem to be
No.
working if you're being
This
attacked.
this is not a show of force. This is a necessity. And the brothers were attacked 3 times just on the journey here.
Jeez.
We are not allowed up there,
Hmm.
so we are out here to make sure when they are out of that place, they are not killed. We are to make sure nobody tries to sneak in that place. Can't trust the guards of this city because most of them don't give a fuck about us anyway.
If coming over the bridge wasn't evident enough.
Did they happen to say anything about us? Just curious about Shax and I.
Not that I heard, no.
Okay. I figured not, but
Your role, I don't think, was common knowledge.
no. I don't believe so.
So,
Before
h-
today, I'd
how
never heard of you.
long? How long have they been in there?
Uh, about 2 days.
Holy shit.
All right. I get it's a big decision. I'm curious how long it's going to take before they come to a conclusion.
I'm not sure. From what last I heard, some of the courts hadn't even shown up yet.
Oh, we met Dam on the way here.
Excuse me? You
Yeah.
met Dam?
Yes.
Lovely fellow.
Our ship was attacked. And then my injured crew was taken to Dam's paradise.
Is Hanley alright?
He's fine now. He's fine now. Was gravely injured. I do have to thank Dam for taking good care of my crew. They were attacked while we were in the ruins. But we lost, as you probably understand, we lost track of time while there, and have spent the last 3 days drinking.
That sounds like my kind of time, but yes, pocket dimensions.
It's complicated and frustrating, especially when you're on time crunch. But we left him not a day ago.
Alright. So he's hopefully here now? I'm not sure, but
I don't know. We left him. He was still gathering meat for the revelry, as he does.
alright.
He was hunting giant bucks and bringing them back to be roasted on the fire.
I like the sound of this guy. Truly, I do. Alright, well... You could try to go in,
What?
or you can float around out here. I don't know what you want from me, darling, I don't.
I just wanted to. One, I wanted to scare you without losing partial hearing. And then
I'm sorry.
We were initially here to see. Do you remember Caleb? The odd
Yes.
fellow
Yeah.
works with the
Oh,
Grunt.
I'll try casting message again.
We were looking for.
Okay.
He has. He may be able to have insight in what I just showed you. For more. Probably talking about the food for tomorrow.
Possibility.
It's a stirring motion. I assume it's the chili.
Jelly.
Yeah, we're at the cornbread stage, so she was... That's what it's all about. So, anyway, you were saying, I apologize.
No, it's okay. He has a very specific tie to Earth Elemental, things and alike.
Yes.
So we were hoping to find him here and possibly pick his brain on what we had found. Found you, which I'm happy for, and could possibly pick your brain at some point, but I get pressing matters.
See me when this is all done before we go to war, darling.
That's if we get them back in one piece.
We will. We will. But yes, I'm not sure where he is, but I saw him here. He was here yesterday for sure.
I'm assuming they didn't let him up.
I
I know he's close, but that seems...
know Felicity went up, and the new guy.
Oh, really? All right.
Yes. Not sure about Caleb. I don't know if he went up or not.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll hang around the city and stay here for a bit and see if we can wait for everything to come to a head.
Who
Hopefully
is
soon.
allowed up in there? What is the prerequisite for being
Oh.
allowed upstairs?
Well, the whole of the inner Sealy Court is there, the outer Sealy Court, and the Unsealy Court. They are all sitting on council. The Gromley brothers, Nolan, and yeah, Felicity and the new guy. That's all. Those are the only ones who've gone up. They're pleading our case, and then the courts will vote and decide.
So for
Jax?
those who are not gods, it is only the Gromley brothers and Felicity and the new guy.
Did he just say not gods?
The Unseelie and Seelie are on par with gods for them. It's power difference.
Sure. Yep. Your
But
funeral.
perhaps they are not gods in the normal sense, but in terms of levels of power, it is easiest for me to see them as being on par with gods.
Oh,
Perhaps
I'm sorry.
not.
I misunderstood you. I thought you were saying they weren't gods, and that's a good way to get yourself very, very dead.
No, I said besides those who are gods. For
Gotcha.
those, the only ones who are not gods up there are the Gromley brothers, Felicity, and the new guy.
And Nolan.
And Nolan.
And
the
Nolan,
one, They're the
yes.
ones pleading the case.
They've been pleading for 200 years, and the court has finally deigned that they are at least annoying enough to listen, so they can shut them up one way or another.
Hopefully that means there's enough of the courts that they are on our side enough to get this audience.
Hopefully.
I'm generally curious what will happen if they decide to not back us. Because I know a fair amount of people that will just do whatever they want regardless.
If they choose not to back us, well, dying's not so scary.
Alright, well, we'll wander around the city for a bit, I think. Shax, you had business here, I think. Yes?
Shax, do you want to go up? Do you want to attempt to?
I would rather not, but that's up to you.
It is
Some
our
part
home
of
we are
me-
talking about.
Some part of me would like to be where the decision is being made whether our people get to live, get a chance to live, or get to die hopeless. But I also know that I am not ready to help sway that decision. Let us think. Let us not be rash.
I would rather not have you all die on the way up and not get to see the conclusion either.
Indeed. But now, it seems there's a bit of a party going on here.
Yes,
Let
but I
us-
would also rather be a martyr to turn the cause than for nothing to ever happen.
Indeed.
Yes, but truth be told, with the way things work here, you would be killed and seen as a hostile party and may not sway it in the direction you wish, due to them
And this is
already
true.
wanting to push it that way. So I'd say let the Grommy brothers do what they do. They know what they're doing, and no one's up there.
They need us.
Zaros,
They will find us.
Zaros, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh God,
Oh boy!
that's not very good.
Oh
It's
boy!
7.
Oh boy!
A literal god told you to not lose your spirit in this. The
Oh, you're fucking right.
idea of being left out of this, of letting other people decide the fate of your world, that if this is not voted for and voted yes, everybody is going to suffer the way you suffered. In a cage, branded, beaten, and whipped. You can't enjoy a festival while something this important is just beyond your reach.
Yeah, you're pretty damn right. Zaros will kind of just stop and think to himself, thinking back to what Dam said to me.
Well, if we're going, we can either stay here, we can enjoy the festivities, with impending doom raining upon our heads. Your brother, Shax, I think wanted to see you at some point as well. I don't know if they're here or if they're at home. And my business has to wait until this is done so I can actually talk to the people I want to talk to. Any thoughts, either of you?
Shucks, I don't know about you, but I cannot sit here idly and do nothing about our homeworld. We, you and I, we're not the only ones from there, but we are the only ones from what is currently happening. We know the most detail of anything that is going on besides whoever the fuck they're getting details from the other side. We may not be large figures like the Gromley brothers and the Ancili court and all that, but this is our world we are talking about. I cannot go and party.
I agree.
I will not enjoy anything. I at least have to try, or I will not forgive myself.
Try what, exactly?
I don't even know.
Well,
I'd
that's what you need to
persuade
figure out.
them.
I would say figure that out first. The last thing you want to do is go up there, fumbling over yourself, making it harder for the Gromley brothers and Nolan to be able to get what you want.
The last thing I want is to do nothing.
Doing nothing might be the best thing. Might be the thing that you need to do to be able to get what you want.
Zaros.
There are more ways we can help than directly. That does not mean we cannot help directly. But there are days before the vote goes through. It sounds like the Gromley brothers have already been up there for a while. It is likely they will be up there for a while yet.
How close is the tree?
Probably just a couple 100 yards away. It takes up the entire center of this island. There is just the essential, like, cobbled courtyard that surrounds it that is just like an open festival. It's like the Times Square kind of thing. It's just dead center.
Okay.
If we go up there with our minds not concluded, we may cause more issues and do our side more harm than we have intention for.
I'm not against you pleading your case. I would say
I have every hope to.
I would say collect yourselves, like Shax is saying. Collect yourselves. Figure out what it is you want to say. What specific opinion that you have that you need to convey. find the words to convey that properly. And then we can have a discussion and figure out if they'll allow us in to plead that case.
Can I attempt? And I'm going to tell them I will not go in currently, but I'll be right back.
Wait,
Can I attempt to get
careful
close
here.
enough to cast message?
Sure. You weave through the crowd a bit and get to the tree. And
I follow him because I do not want an outsider being alone in this area and have something happen.
Okay. And I will say, as you walk through, Jem, you do see they're scattered throughout that black, very well dressed pantsuits, dresses. It is the clear black, silver, and blue of the Disciples of Whitecrest, and the Iron Flanks. They're everywhere. You can't, no matter where you are, there is at least one always in sight.
Yep. Seeing how it's being represented pretty openly here, I will take my cloak off so I'm no longer covering up the Whitecrest garb.
As you do, I will say, as you do, and fully expose the Sapphire of Whitecrest, you are a prominent member of this faction.
Yeah.
You draw some looks.
Yeah,
and
that's the point.
You do notice there's a few, they're not at your rank, but a few of the other disciples see you, and you actually watch tension leave some of them. Like, you physically see them calm, knowing you're present now. Zaros, without issue, you get up to the tree, and you see now, as you actually come up to it, there's like cave entrances, not carved, but seem organically grown into the base on all the sides that seem to enter the tree. And there are guards at the actual entrances, but the roots spread out, and the cobblestone is actually laid around these roots, so you could actually get right up and be touching the tree if you wanted.
Yeah, okay. I'll get just as close as I can, because I don't know how far away the people I'm trying to message are.
Seeing the group here, if he gets too close to the tree where I think one of the guards is going to come over and try to stop him, I'll tap his shoulder and just
I'll just get like close.
I'll try to stop him before.
And I'll inform them kind of what like I'm trying to do. Like I'm trying to just message one of the Gromit brothers to just have like a quick chat without actually having to go in there to talk to any of them.
So you tell us that?
Yeah, I tell you guys that. Like that's what I'm going to do.
Would I know the one who? Okay, so
I'm gonna message Valden.
I would say
like
of the
oldest
Gromley brothers. I'd say of the Gromley brothers, who is the one who would be probably pleading the case at the head of the case?
Roll a.
I mean, I would think it'd be Valden.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Hey, I get to roll advantage of that one.
Yeah, just my own like. I would think it's Valden.
That one's cocked.
Because he is the oldest. He kind of seems like not like the leader, but just kind of helps organize them.
Am I doing that math right? 23. So I have a 15. I got a 15, and it's a +8.
You agree with Zaros 100%.
It's Valden. Okay, cool.
Well, what I would say is, don't message Valden. Valden is probably pleading the case currently. If you want to have a discussion with one of them about whether or not you should go up there or not, don't interrupt him midstream by having a message come in. Message one of the other ones. But Valden keep.
That's a good point. Okay, I will message Clay then.
Okay.
And so I do have to kind of keep it short because I think the messages have to be less than like 25.
I know sending does. I don't know the details of message.
Oh no, that's sending. Yeah, I think
sending's 25.
Honestly, I don't.
Does it say? So I don't have that spell, so I can't check.
Same.
Essence. It doesn't specify how long it can be.
So yeah,
So
it's
it's an
probably
action, 120 feet. If I can only message him because I know he's there. Or yeah,
sure.
it doesn't specify at all. Okay. Also,
Its duration is 1 round, so technically you
Yeah,
get
so
6 seconds.
What you can
to
say in
send.
6 seconds.
yeah.
So for sending, you send a short message of 25 words or less.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
sending. He's
that's
doing
sending.
message though.
Sending. Yeah,
Message.
because sending is like go fucking wherever.
Yeah.
Anywhere on the same plane of existence.
Yeah. Sending's fun.
So I'm just going to pretty much say, is Valdin currently busy?
There's a pause. And then the low, gruff voice comes back to you. We're all a little busy.
I know, and I'll send another one. I know it may not be my place, but I want to be there for my world.
Alright. You can try. That's all you get.
Okay. I'll relay this to my group as well.
Well, that doesn't mean that the gods will let us in.
Not entirely, but
Zaros.
yeah.
At this moment, while you've been close to the heart tree, you were kind of focused on your spell and talking to Clay. But now that you're not, you notice it. Heat. And then more heat. And then searing, white hot pain in your right forearm that you felt one time before,
Yeah.
about 2 weeks ago at this point.
So kind of being in like a lot of pain, I probably like drop to my knees, like holding my forearm and like just like kind of like bracing myself.
What is going on? Are you alright? Amarok, you are muted.
Shax quickly moves over and sees what's going on. He was kind of hanging back again, but
Okay. And Shax, as you move forward, you see the closest set of Iron Flanks and Whitecrest Disciple all kind of shift towards you, but then shift out and are looking away.
dude, I remember this happening. You said it happened a couple weeks ago. Do I?
You do
Ah,
not
no.
remember this happening.
No,
Okay.
no one else saw it.
Okay.
So I take off so I was wearing that bracer that I got. And so I slide it off. And Shax, you see a symbol that's like white, ice cold, burnt into my forearm. And it's like, yeah.
It is a large oak tree spanning canopy, spanning roots with a quill crossed over it, and it looks clearly like a perfectly etched scar sunk into his forearm.
Would I know what this is?
Is that the brand of the demon?
Roll a history check, Jim.
Okay. 14? Yeah.
14. You know what? I'm gonna give you advantage because you grew up in the Feywild.
Okay.
Oh shit.
That's 16. It's better.
16. It takes you a minute. You're looking at it like, what the hell? And as you watch, as you're looking at it and examining it, you see this scar burn bright red like it is hot metal on his arm. And the pain flares up again and then eases back into just this white scar. And Jem, you do recognize that. That is the symbol of the Greywood House. One of the most powerful, neutral Archfey houses.
Soros? Why do you have the Greywood House brand on you?
I don't know who that is, but
I take my cloak and I cover his arm. I just toss it over his shoulder, just trying to not raise attention to the symbol on his arm. You need to talk now.
the person that I've worked for years, and Shax and I got acquainted through and were sent to here, was through a individual, and this was his symbol. Like, I'm trying to like tell him
That-
stuff without
that
like
complicates things. You were sent to do the job that I know you did. Okay. We're gonna figure this
Do you
out.
think our employer wants that to be something known here? Would you like to represent him, Zaros?
I'm second guessing letting you in that tree currently. Because there's something else going on here, and I'm curious what it is. Now, do I know that they'd be that house would be up there?
or should be up there.
Should be up there.
You know that House Greywood seats on the outer circle.
Yeah.
If anything, this gives a more compelling
Your
reason.
no, it doesn't. So what I'm seeing here, I'm hushed when I'm saying. I'm trying to keep this quiet as possible. The outer circle of the Sealy Court is the ones that facilitated you coming here and doing what you did. That seems like somebody's already made a decision without the court's approval. That could cause the vote to not happen. You get what I'm saying here, right?
I understand.
Zaros,
Yeah.
that pain continues to pulse in your arm.
We're getting you away from the tree. Just for a bit. And I'm picking him up and I'm
Yeah,
bringing him away.
I'll leave.
Okay. You guys head away from the tree. The Iron Flanks and the other disciple step in behind you and kind of just move through the crowd with you. And with that, we're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
I
And we back. Actually, I want that map because we're looking at the world and it's better. Alright, so you have pulled Zaros through the crowd away from the tree. As you have put some distance between yourself and the tree, your arm has soothed a bit. It's still warm, like you still feel like the after effects of it, but it's no longer pulsing.
All right.
And it didn't start like immediately either, right? It
No,
like
kind of built up while you were there, close to the
Yeah.
tree.
okay.
Well, that seems like a bad idea. Getting you anywhere near there, seeing how it's slowing. It seems to be you're wincing less.
It is a little better. Still warm to the touch, but not burning.
DM, would I have any idea what kind of magics this is?
Roll an Arcana check.
I don't get advantage with this one.
Amazing.
Didn't matter. I got a natural 20 for a 27.
Natural 20.
Nice.
For a
For
total of 27, you said?
27. I have a +7 for arcane.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm really good at a lot of things, and then like my athletics is -1. So
Yeah.
like I'm really good at the brain things.
First and foremost, Zaros, do you let Gem inspect your arm?
Yeah.
Okay, because that changes things. As you've kind of tucked off to the side a bit, I assume, just kind of out of the crowd. There's still, as you shift, none of the squads seem to follow you for long. They're kind of like in designated places, but as they pull back, another one kind of just takes their place and just shadows around you in just a general perimeter. It seems they are guarding each other, and now that you are there, they are guarding you. They are protecting each other at all costs, and you are one of them. So you kind of sequester yourselves, and one of the squads just kind of perimeters out around you, and with your cloak over his shoulder a little bit, you take Zaros' arm, and you're inspecting the wound, and it doesn't hurt to the touch, Zaros. In fact, it's kind of soothing having her hand there. It kind of cools it down, even though she is warm.
Warm.
Yeah.
Gem, you ascertain that this is some type of divination magic mixed with, if this makes it any sense, almost the opposite of conjuration magic. Something is being sent to this mark. Nothing's being drawn to it, but something is being sent to it. It's like a receiver almost, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So I guess we could put that into conjuration. Schools of magic confuse me. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a
Schools of
fantasy
magic can be
scientist.
complicated.
Yes, there's lots of fun, interesting effects. It's like, it's not a. I'll tell you this: it's not a spell in D&D. It's just a magical thing that I have made up.
It's a magical effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's not something you can look up in the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Yeah. All right. Well, Zaros, I don't know how to gently say this, so I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm pretty sure you're property of one of the Sealy houses.
That's phrasing.
You're branded, you're marked, you are sent on a job by them, and they do not relinquish their people very often. So, in a sense, your employer, who is apparently one of the outer houses of the Sealy Court, seeing how it flared up when we were by the tree, I'm assuming your employer is here. What question? Was your employer on the other side?
They were, yes. Last that I knew.
So it might not be them, it might just be the house representative. Do you know the name of the individual that is your employer? I would hope.
I'll let you go through your notes before I just tell you.
His name is Nathaniel Greywood.
So, Nathaniel. Do I know where he is in the hierarchy of the Greywood House? Have any idea? Is he ahead?
Roll me another history check.
I don't have advantage with that one, unless you want me to have advantage with that one. That's
Not
your
this time. Not this
Okay.
time.
My history is a +3. I got an 11, so a 14.
A 14. The name Nathaniel doesn't ring a clear bell.
Okay.
And just hearing it, like that doesn't sound.
It sounds too plain.
It sounds very human. It doesn't sound elvish to you.
Trying to disguise himself.
Possibly.
I do not recognize I recognize the house name, obviously, but I don't recognize Nathaniel. Also, it seems very human named, which doesn't make a lot of sense for a Sealy house. Do you know what they look like? Well, I'm hoping you know. What do they look like?
I feel like I could give a description of Nathaniel.
Fairly well, but give just for fun, give me a performance or an intelligence check.
Definitely an intelligence check, and that'll be a 18.
Okay. Zaros describes a beautiful elvish man with long blonde hair, and just a soothing presence. But what catches you is when he says, he talks about how sometimes, though, when his temper flares, it has shifted his appearance, where things seem to jut and become more angular, bestial, and everything around him tends to darken. And that rings a bell. The one they simply call the Grey One. The Lord of the Greywood House. And that's when you remember. House Greywood does not sit on the Sealy Court. They have an honorary seat at every table. They are the one truly neutral house. The Sealy, the Unsealy, and the Outer Courts all respect them and view them as equal.
Okay. All right. So I've got some generally I don't know if this is good or bad news at this point. This is all very complicated. Your employer, uh, owner in this sense, I think, is the head of the house. Simply known as the Grey One. The Greywood House is specifically a neutral, truly neutral house.
Like Switzerland.
Yes, like Switzerland.
What's Switzerland?
Switzerland. It's one of the only houses, or things in that nature at all, that all of the Sealy courts respect. In a sense, I don't want to say they're more powerful than the Sealy, but they are the Sealy and non-Sealy, but they have more sway because they are truly neutral than any individual house on the court.
So if all the courts found out that the head of this court, the head of this house, rather, had chosen a side,
I don't know what that would do. That might... The house may lose validation because it chose a side. It is a purely neutral house.
But maybe because this is such a big deal, and the fact that a purely neutral house has chosen a side, that alone...
I don't know if they've truly chosen a side, though. So, you did the job. The Gromley brothers are the ones who... Well, the Gromley brothers and Nolan are the ones who have been orchestrating all of this. So,
Yes.
Truth be told, they may have just been a neutral middleman doing said job. So they may not have actually chosen a side.
Shax, Zaros,
Yeah.
I will say, you have heard it from the demon and from Valden both. They didn't ask for you. You were sent to retrieve something that the demon had commissioned. The item that is in your bag, he had made.
So I don't know if they've actually chosen a side. So I don't know how this startling revelation will affect the decision up top.
You mean
Tenchi
the item
has.
that went...
The Tenchi
Yeah,
has,
the one
yes,
that...
sorry.
The
Yeah.
one that Tenchi brought back, yeah.
Yeah. So he wanted that item.
He specifically commissioned it. You heard that from him and from Valden.
the thing is, if we're just now figuring this out, how much sooner were the ones more involved and more intelligent than us figured this out? I have much faith that the Gromley brothers and Nolan know who they're working with.
Oh, I don't doubt that in the slightest, but I don't know if
And I
that's something they
believe
want to
that
bring
if
to
they
the
thought
table.
that having Zaros there as voice of the Grey One, they would have kept us here. They would have made sure that he was there.
I'm assuming that if they... No one always knows who he's working with. He's a very intelligent individual. I'm assuming he knows who your employer is.
But what if he doesn't?
I'd be shocked if he didn't. Nolan is frighteningly intelligent.
I would very much agree, but
And also the Gromley brothers. With something like this, of what you all were commissioned to do, I seriously doubt they would they would do this and do all of this without knowing who they're working with. So, Shax, I think you are correct. If they wanted you up there to voice your side of things, he would not have given you to me to go adventuring off into the distance.
Not to mention, we want to go up there and speak. I think you'll need to lose some skin first. I believe, now that you've already spoken with one of the Gromley brothers, they know we're here. If they need us, I have no doubt they will send for us.
So what I would say, if you are both very adamant on speaking, I know Zaros is, I don't know about you, Shax. Write down what you're going to say. Get your bullet
I want
points
to be
together.
helpful.
Figure out exactly what you want to represent and say up there, so that when or if they call for you, you know what you're saying already. Get your thoughts in order.
question for the DM. I know
Yes.
Zaros is still relatively new to being a wizard, but he's just now thinking, would it be possible for someone to intercept his message being sent or received?
Zaros understands the basics of magic, so I would
Yeah.
say go ahead and roll me an Arcana check.
Okay.
Lots of Arcana checks tonight.
Intercepted specifically by, like, you know, the brand in your arm that has some weird connection to you.
25.
Does the demon have your phone tapped?
Yeah. Have your spells tapped.
Yeah.
I would say that Zaros can put together that a magic user or being of a high enough caliber would be able to intercept, or at the very least listen in on, any magical communication.
Got it. Cool. Yeah, I kind of thought as much.
Yeah. You're trying to do something he doesn't want you to do, maybe, and, like, lighting you on fire for it.
You don't know. What are you guys gonna do? What are you doing?
Metavision.
Yeah. What does Zaros want to do right now?
I would like to stay out of it. Yes, we may need to be here to make sure that things don't escalate. We do have a fair amount of troops here that are very powerful in their own right. Or we can go back into the city and... Shax, your family's here. I assume they want to see you, seeing how your brother saw you. Seemed adamant on having a bit more communique. Zaros, you don't want to hang around and enjoy the festivities, and I understand why. But I'd say they can get in contact with us if they need to. They know I'm with you. They know you. They have Noland up there. If they need to contact us, they can by magical means pretty easily. But I will leave it to you. You both done what I asked at this point. Your contract is technically fulfilled on my part. I don't feel comfortable leaving you alone in the city, so I'd like to stick with you for a while at least.
That is okay. I understand and I appreciate it. I am beyond conflicted in what to do. I very much believe he's in there, and he did listen, and he knows I want to be in there and is attempting to encourage me not to, but that only makes me want to be in there even more.
Yes, but if he is facilitating things, which, based off of what you're telling me, he has. If he has truly taken a side, and it is your side in this sense, maybe not getting in the way might be the best course of action.
Think of it this way, Zaros. We know very little of the politics here. We have barely skimmed the surface from what Jim and others have taught us. And you and I are not best built for politics in the first place. If we were to step in, we might just be blunt instruments in a very delicate situation. If it comes to a place that our testimony would be beneficial, they know we're here. They have every means to reach us much easier than we reached them. They will find us, they will bring us in, and we will do what we can. But now, let us step back. Think about what we have learned here. We can decide what to do next. Perhaps we can rally some support out in the bowl. Perhaps we could simply come back here and be more physical presence. Keep our people safe. We can help without being up there, where we might do more harm than good. But for now, I would not mind taking a break to go see my family in a place more relaxed where we can think and speak openly without many, many years.
It is at that moment, I can't do it because I'm not a professional voice actor or a beatboxer. You hear trumpeting and loud, just bell calls. Essentially. And there are a few flashes of light from the boughs of the tree above.
Well, that seemed to be something.
We may be getting our answer a bit sooner than we expected.
A handful of people around you just start to grumble, and the crowd begins to slowly disperse.
Do I see Aiden anywhere?
He is still patrolling back by the bridge.
Deliberations done for the day, perhaps.
I'm assuming so. I'm gonna check in with Aiden to see what they are doing, what the plan is for now.
I want to try to find Valden.
Okay.
Do me a favor. As I see Sorrow start to look around to go walk away, do me a favor. Just stay with me for a moment while I check to see what the order of things is, and then we can go wherever you wish. Yes?
Okay.
Thank you.
Reluctant.
It's a
Yeah,
delicate situation
heavily
and a delicate
begrudged.
place. So I would like to go over to Aiden. I'm assuming deliberations are done for the day.
I think so. That hasn't happened before. I said they've been in there for 2 days. Straight.
Alright. What are we doing?
There
Do we
seems
have
to be
any
some
type-
general knowledge in the crowd as to what that means.
Well, most of them are locals. we're not, and we don't move until we see the boss.
But
All right. Well, I think these two are going to be in the city for a little while. Shax has some family here, so we're going to spend some time over there. You know how to get a hold of me if you need me.
Of course, I'll go see your dad, and he'll tell your mum, and then your mum will hunt your ass down.
Please don't send my mother after me. It never goes well.
sounds
still
like
have
it's
a scar.
effective, though.
Think I still have a scar from the last time.
You still have a scar, and he turns around and like pulls down his. Look at this one! She stabbed me in the ass.
You probably deserved it.
Yeah, probably. But yes, go have fun if you'd like. I'll let Nolan know you're back once he's
Yes.
out.
Please let him know I am back and have found something. Don't tell him what. I'd like that surprise to be my own.
Mm-hmm. I'll think about it.
Alright, we'll be in the city.
Alright.
Contact me if need be.
Have fun.
Stay alive.
Always do.
Cyrus, you look like you wanted to go somewhere. Was there something you wanted to do?
I'm going to try to find Veldin.
I don't know if they're coming out of the tree.
Is anybody coming out at all?
You haven't seen anybody come out yet, but you do notice that the guards that are flanking all the entrances to this tree are more alert than they were before.
I don't know if they're going to stay in there, seeing I've been there for 2 days. I'm pretty sure that the tree has rooms to stay in.
Roll a perception check, everybody.
I get advantage on this.
Ooh. 19.
Damn, I rolled a 14 and a 15, so that would be a 19.
19. Jaxie.
6.
6.
Amrock living up to his dice.
Yep.
Shax is kind of just like, using a knife and like picking something out of his fingernails, just kind of focused. He's just kind of like, he's like the busy mom filing her nails, just kind of like looking up, making sure she's still with you.
Making sure the kids haven't wandered off into the wrong area.
Exactly. But both of you notice the southernmost groups of commandos and disciples begin to converge towards the tree. You're at the easternmost at the moment.
Well, it seems like someone may be coming out.
Yeah, I'm gonna start heading that direction.
Okay.
Shax, come with, please. As I see him, like,
Mm,
picking his fingers.
Yes.
You head that way, and you see the Gromley brothers and Nolan walking out, flanked by Aegis, Atlas, and Arctic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you found him.
I'll kind of set myself kind of like where I kind of see where their path is going to be, like to the side of it, and I'll just wait.
Okay. They begin walking through the courtyard, and Veldin, he just kind of has just an indifferent expression on his face, just kind of seems tired. But shakes the hands with a few of the commandos as they walk up and just kind of clasp them, and you watch the other brothers and Genevieve all kind of just interact with some of them, and once they do, he's just walking. He has his head tilted up, and Nolan is walking beside him, head tilted down, and they're just conversing quietly, walking forward. He doesn't seem to notice you, but Clay does, and he nods to you.
I'll walk up to Clay. And has there been a decision?
No, No decision. These damn Fae. So frivolous.
Is there a break in the meeting? Is it to continue tomorrow?
It's to continue whenever they decide to continue. Dam showed up, so things needed to reset, and then he demanded that they stopped for wine.
Yes, that sounds about right.
Sorry.
DM, I'd like to try to, without trying to obviously do it, just try to make eye contact with Noland, and then do this when he sees me.
Currently, Nolan is facing away from you and looking down at Valdin.
Okay. So he's facing the other direction.
Yeah, you'd have to get on the other side to do so.
Throw a rock at him.
Fireball.
That would get his attention.
That would wake him up.
Where are you staying? I would like to speak with the majority of you if I have the chance.
Well. Where are we going to stay? There's always the mansion.
Ah, yes.
Right,
What-
it's the mansion.
What is the mansion?
He reaches in, like, under his shirt and pulls out a thick chain, very similar to the ones that the commandos all wear, but on the end of it is just a brass key. It's wherever we decide to use it.
Cool.
May I accompany you?
You're welcome to walk with us, sure. I can't say you can go in to the mansion, but I also don't know if we're going to be using it or not. We'll see what Valdin wants to do.
Oh, how difficult would it be to get to the other side to be able to get eye contact with Nolan?
Not difficult at all. I mean, they're pretty much just like, you're in a very, like, a big circular courtyard that encompasses the street. They're just kind of walking south directly towards the bridge. And at this point, from the span it took from the crowd to disperse, there's just a few stragglers who were, like, there to see the Gromley brothers, or maybe hoping to see some members of the court come down as well. But for the most part, it's just the commandos, a handful of disciples, them and yourselves, just in a
Okay.
fairly large courtyard.
Alright, I'll go behind Nolan and just... Sir.
Oh, hello, Jem. How are you?
I'm doing
Actually-
alright.
What are you doing back so soon? I didn't expect you for a few more days.
It's, I found what I wanted to find. Well, not quite what I wanted to find, but I found something worth bringing back. And I tap my forehead just nonchalantly, and that's usually a communique of, hey, can we do this, like, not so other people can hear?
He kind of closes his eyes for a second and just kind of rubs a temple. And you then hear his voice in your head. Alright, darling. Tell me, what did you find?
The heart of the god of the earth. Yeah.
Found Grumbar's heart.
Yes, actually, it was Grumbar's shrine, and he had a conversation with me and Lord Shax.
And we killed his son.
I'm not telling him that.
He is in your brain, so.
I didn't say it.
That is incredibly unexpected.
Yes, and I get it's not the greatest time to be bringing things up of
No,
this
it's
level,
the
but it's
implications are incredible.
yes.
I look forward to seeing your research on this artifact, and if you require assistance, I'd be happy to assist when I am able.
Yes, no, I'm not trying to pull you away from this.
I would love to research it
I would love your help.
in time. In
Yes.
time.
How did the I just kind of glance up towards the tree.
It. I can't even say that it goes. It simply is. These lords and ladies of the courts are very.
I understand. You don't have to actually think it. Um,
It is.
any idea how much longer, or is it just a stalemate at this point?
It is a stalemate. The votes have come out equal every time.
Interesting. Well, another pressing thing that might have something to do with what you're doing. You know who sent the two I'm with, right?
No, I don't.
Shax and Zaros, the ones I've been walking around with. Do you have any idea who sent them?
No, I know it's someone that Valden works with, but we all have our private partners.
The gray one.
And you actually watch him pause, and you all see this. He's just walking. Gemma's kind of stepped into the fold of them all, and they are now just walking side by side. Just it's a casual walk. They're not like striding anywhere. In complete silence. And you watch Nolan just stop.
That's the reaction I had too. And just so you're aware, Zaros, the tiefling I'm with, is branded with the Greywood brand on his arm, and it flared up in heat when it got close to the tree. There's more going on here, and I thought you should be aware.
He immediately turns and strides straight up to you, Zaros.
Okay. Cool, because I was totally going to tell him. But I was waiting to do it in a more private place.
Oh no, this is as private as we were going to get. And he needed to know now before anything else happened. And he's my boss, so, I kind of tell him everything.
Nolan walks right up to you, and based on looking at it, he's the same age as you. He's in his late 20s. He is smooth. There's just like a sprinkling of gray hair in the sides, like the hintest touches of like the Reed Richards going on. Piercing blue eyes, and he's walks right up and looks you right in the eyes, and you hear his voice in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Young one, who is it that you work for?
Well, I knew him as two different names. Nathaniel Greywood, or he was also called the Demon by those he didn't want to reveal his human name to.
You kind of watch him sigh. The Demon. And Nathaniel Greywood. Oh, how powerfully unclever. Well, I knew of the Demon before all of this. I guess I'm glad to know that he's still alive. Now that I know who he is, that makes much more sense. And Nathaniel, as you know him, is better known in the Feywilds as Lord Nethriel.
Nathaniel. Wow. That's
Like I said, powerfully unclever. Mind you, as this is happening, Jem, you are now hearing both of them in your head.
yeah. He created a group call.
Yes, he has a chat room going on.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like he wasn't trying to hide too hard if he's still going by the last name Greywood, so I feel like
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
But he wanted to humanize
But for
the
those
name
that
a little
didn't
bit
know-
for
Yeah.
yeah.
Didn't want to fade up his name too much.
Yeah, but for those that didn't know to connect the dots, like,
Yeah.
you never would have known.
Did he send you here to speak on his behalf?
Is he not in there?
The Grey One, Nathriel, has not stepped foot in the Feywilds in centuries. Or at least he has not been seen. And this is also probably, to my knowledge, the first time that all the courts have gathered for something like this in nigh on a millennia.
I'll kind of give him a rundown of like how I first got the mark, which Jem would know. Is like I talk about how I didn't used to have this. Like I have worked for the demon for years since he saved me from imprisonment from the Red Guard. And how when I came through the portal, as I was like coming through the portal, I was etched with the mark on my arm, and it was just like burnt into my flesh through the item that I was wearing. And so I've been kind of like hiding it since, and like it hasn't done anything until I was talking to Clay, and after I was done, it started to sear with like great pain.
At this point, you guys have passed through the Oak Forge, and you are down in through you're passing through Raven's Orchard, and Nolan kind of just stops. Can I inspect this brand? Not here.
I said, where would you like to go to do this?
He holds his finger up to you and continues to look at Zaros.
Yes, you may see it when we are somewhere more private.
Excellent. Valden, my dear friend, I believe we need some privacy. And it's at that point that you realize Valden has been in this group chat the entire time, silent and listening. Because they were discussing this. It seems that Nolan is able to just host and pull people in and out of this telepathic conversation. Right. Well, here's as good a spot as any. Alright. And he steps over to just like the side of the road, and the brothers and a bunch of the commandos just kind of sit down and just kind of like break camp on like just like the side. It's again, this is a very forest heavy city, and so you're just kind of tucked around some trees, grass. Nolan walks over, finds a little bit of cover, and begins to cast his hands through the air, and you watch just these blue runes spark and ignite, and a rectangularly shape forms in the air, and there's this beautiful dark stained door with this kaleidoscope of stained glass as a window above, and brass doorknob, and he just swings it open. This way. And he steps through.
Cool. Yeah, I will follow.
Shax, Gem.
If I'm allowed.
What's going on?
Door's open.
Where did this door come from?
Shax, you watched him cast. You saw him cast the spell.
Yeah, but I have no idea what's going on.
he
in this
has-
whole
he has-
conversation.
It's
No
true.
part of
Yeah,
this-
Shax
He's literally
is
oblivious. He's literally oblivious. We were just silently all walking in a direction, and then Paladin just walked up and made a door.
I've been chatting with the
Nolan made the
commandos the
door.
whole time.
Nolan
Oh,
made the
no
door.
one
Nolan
made,
made
so
the door.
no one walked up and made a door and walked through it.
Yeah.
Shax says no context for any of
Yeah.
this.
Nope, Shax does not know there's been a conversation going on. Shax has been chatting with the commandos and just like,
He's like, what the fuck?
I wonder why everyone's being so quiet right now. Okay, I'll go chat with
On that,
someone
is there
else.
anything specific you want to talk with the commandos about, like actually roleplay out, or were you just for flavor? You were just chatting with them.
No, I'm all set. Yeah.
Well, you just watched Nolan walk through a door, and Zaros follows.
I will follow where
Um,
no one goes.
I
I peek
what?
back through the door. Shax, come on.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Coming.
All right. As you enter, the door just closes behind you, and you are in essentially the entrance, like the little entryway to like a small cottage. It's almost an open floor plan. You've just stepped through the door. There's a little rug and a shelf with shoes on it. There's a coat rack, and Nolan is currently taking off his coat. Just past the coat rack, you see an open frame doorway, no actual door, that leads into like a small sitting area. There's like a love seat, a couple of chairs, and a small coffee table, and there's a fireplace with the fire already roaring in it. Directly ahead of you, there is just a small kitchen table with 4 seats, an island counter, and then there's a wood stove in the corner, and a small basin, and an ice chest. And then you see another open doorway that then leads into where you can see just a bed. And like that's it. Just this small rectangular space.
Paladin, is there
This
See,
is
I
it,
can-
no, this is just Nolan. Nolan
Oh,
made this
okay.
one.
right? No one. Is there a place I can make some tea for all of us while we do this?
Over on the wood stove. Should be hot.
I'll be on it. I'll head over. And...
I'll just kind of look at Shax. Guess we have another tea enjoyer.
So it seems.
Who doesn't like tea?
Tea
Continue
soothes the
doing what I'm doing.
mind. Oolong is the best. Obsidian oolong is the absolute best tea.
I'm assuming that's all that's in the cabinet is that tea.
No. Because
Well,
obsidian
I would-
oolong is a legendary item.
It's no one.
You can go ahead and give me an investigation check, though. Because we haven't done this in a while. I need to pull up the list.
Oh yeah, for the teas.
Sorry, what was it? Investigation?
Yeah.
That was a 19, and I get a +3. I've been rolling on fire all night.
Alrighty
I'm gonna
then.
die as soon as combat happens.
Let me pull up this
I will
list.
burst into flames.
Okay, roll a d6.
1.
1. Where? This one? Nope, that wouldn't be it.
Then choose T.
Yes.
Maybe.
Uh,
Get his list up.
I'm literally looking through all the ones I have made.
Ah,
I have a Google Doc with all of them. You find Ioun's draft.
I will brew some of that up.
Okay, go ahead and give me a performance check.
What is Gem's performance?
I'll give you advantage on
That's
this too.
That's a flat roll for performance. You said advantage?
Yeah, he has a very, very fine tea set.
19. I got a 19 and a 12. Dice are really really
You
good tonight. I'm gonna die.
just
I'm gonna die,
met
Zeus.
the DC. So you steep an intensely fragrant floral hibiscus tea, and this just wonderful garden scent permeates this small space. It is a hibiscus tea infused with a complex blend of nootropics, which increase your intelligence. You gain a +1 to your intelligence modifier for 8 hours.
Nice. That I'm up to a +4.
There it is.
Alright, so I
just for fun. Once everybody's had a sip, go ahead and roll a perception check.
All right, so I will make it. I will bring the cups over to the table, and I'll pour each person a cup of tea.
Nolan kind of holds his cup for a minute, breathes it in. Ioun's. This could help. This could help quite a bit. It always eases the mind.
You said a perception?
Mm-hmm. And that's from everybody.
I got another 6.
And that's beautiful.
Wow.
Shax, this tea tastes.
Consistency.
This tea is so sweet. It's delicious.
I got a 10.
Amazing.
I got a 19 and a 0, a natural 1 on. So technically the 19 because I have advantage on perception. So 23.
Zaros, you keep catching just these strange like blue flickers at the edge of your vision as you turn to look at things. There's nothing there, but you just keep feeling like you just keep getting little splashes of movement in the field of your vision. Gem, however,
I perceive things. That's if you did strength stuff, I would fail everything.
as you are looking around, you see these translucent creatures just kind of shifting and moving. There's things that look like butterflies that are shifting through the air. You almost feel like you see cats skittering around on the floor or rodents and things just moving. And they're just kind of there, permeating the space.
I'll clock it. Don't really know what to do with that information. It's Nolan. This could just be a feature of the house.
Nobody else seems to be noticing them.
Gotcha.
Okay. As he sips his tea, Nolan turns and actually speaks out loud. Alright. May I see your brand, please?
Oh, yes. And I will take off my bracer and I will show him the brand.
He wraps his fingers around your forearm very softly. He inspects and he twists your arm lightly from side to side, and he begins to run his fingers through the air just over your arm, and you watch those same bluish runes form and etch through the air, and these glyphed circles made of just a black energy begin encasing your arm, very Doctor Strange style. It looks almost like your arm is put into a brace of these circles. This continues for a few moments. And the energy dies down. He draws his hand away and he lets your arm go. This is what the Fae would refer to as the rite of inheritance. Rite as in R-I-T-E, ritual.
What does that mean?
Technically, you are considered a full lording member of the Greywood House.
Sheesh.
Jem is just eyes wide, just jaw, just agape. Nolan, you'll. I get you don't joke, but like. Really?
I do not joke.
I know
Really?
you don't.
He could declare war on the Antinari house and all of Greywood would follow him.
Okay.
Zaros, don't get any ideas just yet. One problem at a time, please.
Yes. Let's
I'm aware.
let's take a step back here. Does that mean he has a seat in the room?
Does that mean I can sway the decision?
Child, that means you can vote. That brand, by all accounts, gives you the right to sit on the court in Nathaniel's stead.
Holy shit!
Oh,
Thank you for that extra effect, Amarok.
oh God. Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay.
Zaros just kind of like is like completely taken aback.
Jem is
Well-
sipping the tea, but like it's doing the stereotypical like shake as it goes up, just not understanding what is happening here. That she has literally been traveling with somebody who is
You,
part of the Greymoor now.
by all accounts, though, sorry child, you do not have the power, that gives you the status of a Seelie god, of a Sylvan god.
Oh, okay.
Well, Zaros, are you glad you did not go storming into the building now with nothing but your sad backstory?
Damn.
Zaros still just like isn't talking because he just doesn't know what to say.
So Zaros.
Tomorrow, instead, you can walk in a voting member.
Zaros, we need to think about this. Yes, you have the power to go up there and vote. It's my brain is still not wrapping around this properly. I'm gonna try not to be insulting when I say this. You are an insect in a room filled with stars, literal balls of fire. Yet you have the same pull in that room. I need you to think about that.
I am fully aware.
And
Gravitationally dense insect.
and just I just need you to think about this for a moment. If they are trying to kill the Gromley brothers,
Would
what's
they dare
stopping from-
touch?
if they just vanished, if they have the power to just vanish Zaros, not even touch him, just make him vanish. I get he has the power in the room. He doesn't have the physical power to back that up. We can't keep you safe up there. You could go
Whoa,
up there.
whoa.
You would.
Jem, dear, The tree is neutral ground. There's a reason that the Iron Flanks and the disciples cannot come with us. There is no violence there. It cannot be done. That's why it's the only place they all meet. Elsewise, they would kill each other.
Yeah, true. I get that. I'm sorry, Nolan. I'm just still trying to process the fact
I
that
would still go, even if it would mean my death.
I get that. I just like to make sure you make it to the tree.
That
So
Well,
no
that's the
one,
important
no one
part.
can know about this outside of this room. We cannot speak of this outside of this room.
Try not to think of it.
Yes. In
That's-
a sense, yes.
fair, yes.
Until they reconvene. Then we bring you in.
Until then, we act as if
As
Nothing
has
happened here.
changed, and you
it
are
was simply a
just-
brand. And tomorrow, as we approach, you will just be there as another commando. We are just there as more physical force. They will not know
Is-
anything is different until they see you walking in just a little bit further than they expect.
Yes. And
Is
then
this
hopefully
a
you will already be in the
Permanent
tree.
mark?
That is beyond me.
Okay.
I
So-
would think not. It's not.
The difficulty here is how much pain you were in just outside the tree.
Well, it's in this case, in this situation, that might what we thought may have been a deterrent by your
Maybe it was
employer,
him
maybe
telling me.
telling you that what you have on your arm gives you access.
Possibly. Because
That could be.
it did not start to burn until I mentioned coming in.
Noland, do you have on your person or in your dimensional space a scroll of sending?
Darling, please.
Can I know? I have to ask though. I can't just assume. Could we give him the scroll of sending and have him communicate directly with his employer to confirm our suspicions?
Would not work across planes.
Oh, right.
I thought there was just a chance that it won't go through.
No.
No,
it
it's
has to be
only on the same plane of
existence.
existence.
Eh,
I
okay.
keep forgetting the limitations of that spell.
No. You can send the message across any distance and even to other planes of existence, but if the target's on a different plane than you, there's a 5% chance that the message doesn't arrive. Granted, that is in a normal situation with normal planes.
Right.
We
With
are
the magic being cut off from
Yeah.
the other plane, it could not work because it could just be blocked.
Yep.
With that, Nolan's sure
We can give it a shot.
hands you a scroll.
It's more likely than not to go through.
Okay.
Well, if circumstances were normal, but we can give it. We can
Yes.
just give it a shot to see if it'll work. For this
There might be a higher
situation.
chance than normal that it doesn't go through because the planes are so split.
But also, you are attempting to send it to a Sealy House leader. Theoretically, it could work.
Think carefully.
Think carefully. You only have so many words to get across your intent and your questions. Unless Northern feels like
Clear and concise.
giving us a whole bunch of scrolls.
Whenever you're ready, Zaros. Now, how does it work if we're inside a pocket dimension on a different plane?
You'll find out.
So we're sending it across.
it's still
three
just a different
barriers
plane.
now.
Well, no, because it wasn't just like one plane separated before. It's a different plane.
Yeah, just If
A
you can
different
do
plane
it,
is a different plane.
What is
Yeah.
a pocket dim-
Yeah,
pocket
I'm
dimension?
just thinking of my wording and what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
Think
Yeah.
very carefully on this one. Hey, boss, am I in charge now?
Hey, boss, just found out that, like, you're kind of a demigod.
And you gave me a brand.
By the way, can I vote for you?
Yeah.
Can I sign for you?
Have fortune signature.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly that.
Yeah. So you gave me this rubber stamp. Can I put it wherever I want?
Yeah.
Forehead.
Weird way to say that, man. Weird way to
hey,
say
you-
Rubber
that.
stamp, not a mushroom stamp.
You thought it.
Perverts. All right, come on. What are we doing? What are we saying?
All right. I'm gonna send it.
Just send it.
Okay.
There's the percentage roll.
Yep.
Why did you give me this? How do you expect me to vote?
It's 12. You got 13 more.
Yeah.
Did the package make it to you?
That's also
Do you
important.
expect me to lead?
Is that all you say? You got
That's all I'm
seven-
gonna say.
I'm gonna say you got 7 more
Did-
words.
Okay, I think it because that is 7
Did-
more.
Did Tenchi make it to you?
I would actually probably be curious about Tenchi.
Yeah.
Because we haven't heard from him.
If you asked, did Tenchi make it to you, you'd have 1 word to spare.
Yeah, did Tenchi make it to you? I'll ask that.
Okay. You send this message out
Please
into the
work.
plains, hoping to reach Nathaniel's ears.
Yep.
And there's a pause. It stretches. And stretches. Tenchi made it quite a long time ago, darling. I was wondering if I would hear from you again. I will tell you as I've told you for years. Handle it how you see fit, my boy.
Oh no.
Be safe.
Off the leash. Let him go. Worth Entonari. Ready, set, go.
So we just pulled the cord on the chainsaw, fired it up, and just tossed it in the air and see where it lands. Oh God.
Okay, cool. So obviously I'm the only one that heard it, right?
Yeah, you're the only one that heard that.
Mm-hmm.
Unless no one was eavesdropping. That's on him.
Yeah. Well, I got the reply.
Hey, it worked. That's interesting. That works out. What did they say?
I look at Shax.
Also, who's
Tenchi made it safe.
Good. The bastard.
Who's Tenchi?
Our previous party member, he left us to return an item to the demon.
Wow.
If he made it, that is very good news. If he didn't, I'd have to kill him.
Yes, I understand that. Seems
I
a little aggressive
am
for a full party member
to
to show.
vote how I see fit.
That's a
Incredible.
That's a terrifying notion. All right. Well, it seems we have a confirmation. Nolan,
Yes, my dear.
can we hide him until the voting starts again. Because if anyone finds out that he can be the deciding vote, he may just vanish before he makes it to the tree.
As much as I would like to offer you shelter, this is... And you kind of watch him like the jaw muscles kind of clench. This is kind of my little slice of sanity here, and I find myself in desperate need to recharge after slow deliberations.
I understand. If anything, being further away might make it seem like I am of no importance.
So as long as you do not flaunt that, it does not give off any energy. It was only when I closely inspected it that I discovered what it was. So as long as you do not get yourselves drunk and flaunt that you are currently acting head of the Greywood House,
That is terrifying.
I think you are safe.
Well,
Or as
time to
safe
go
as any
drinking
of
with
us
the commanders is what I hear.
So let's do what we said we were going to do before. Let's go visit Shaq's family. Act as if everything is what we were planning on doing anyways before we figured this out.
I agree.
And just pretend that we are just general people in the city until... Nolan, can you let us know, message us when they reconvene so we can get him in the crowd and back safely to the tree?
Of course. This is of the
Call me,
utmost
beep me
importance.
if you want to reach me.
I hate that so
No,
much.
that was awesome. Awesome.
All right, then let's do that. This entire thing has changed.
I told you I should be there.
You didn't know.
Deep down,
You-
I'm
you
sure
see-
he did.
you
There
see
was
the-
something just...
You see the flames like flare up slightly.
Immediately, a small rain cloud forms above your head and starts. Not in here.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I apologize. I bring the
You?
flames down.
That's my girl.
Still have a bit of my mother in me.
She's a powerful woman.
And just very apt for letting people know that.
Yes.
All right.
Right. I must rest. Please.
We will
Thank you
get
for your
out
help,
of
Evelyn.
your hair.
A pleasure always.
No, we will-
Zaros.
Oh.
Carry yourself with caution.
Keep it
You
secret,
are-
keep it safe.
You have just become incredibly important to the fate of the entire material plane and the Feywilds.
Yeah. Back to that, yes. Nothing we haven't done before, Zaros.
Why do I seriously doubt that? Nolan, we will get out of your hair. Thank you for your counsel and your insight. And we will speak on my matter later once all of this has come to some kind of conclusion.
I look forward to some good, long research when all of this political nonsense is done.
Oh, quick note before we leave.
Yes.
This space, can you store things here, and is it safe?
I can, yes.
I believe I have something that would be good to leave here.
And Shax will reach into like a small satchel inside of his armor next to his very small coin purse, actually probably in the coin purse, and pull out the heart.
Groombar's heart?
Yes.
Wait, how big is that thing? I thought it was bigger than
It's
that.
like a it's
Oh,
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
like
it's
this.
like
I
a-
thought it was Okay, that
Yeah.
would probably be in my bag then.
Okay.
So thing goes into the bag,
Well,
pulls out.
that's what I was talking about having a conversation later about, but sure.
We do not need to have the conversation now, but I do not believe that having this on us is going to help anything, anytime. This needs to be safe. Not just for our sake. This is important more than just to us.
Jem, darling, you know how I run my everything. This is your research. You will do with it as you wish. If you want me to hold it, I can hold it. But, by all rights, it is your find, your discovery.
Shax has some points, and we reluctantly agree. Having a god's heart on us while walking with the unnamed head of a Sealy court member makes us a walking nuclear disaster. You hold on to it for now. I get claim on find and research. You noted beside in record. Yes? Is that agreeable?
Perfectly so.
We'll run that way.
Alright.
Thank you, Jim.
You make a valid point regardless of how much I dislike it.
Nolan kind of extends his hand out, and a invisible force just kind of lifts it from your hand, and it just kind of floats right over his palm. Takes the other arm out, and you watch another set of those blue runes form all around his arm, and he reaches out into just empty space, and he grips like he's gonna pull open a door, and as he does, this beautiful oak hutch simply appears with a silver handle on it, and he opens it, and you see scrolls and gems and Gem, you see spell components up the yin yang rare. You see especially with your passive perception, there's like jars of powdered gems, all kinds of stuff just littering the inside of this large cabinet, and there's drawers, and he just places it in on one of the shelves, closes the door, and you hear an audible click of a lock, and the cabinet vanishes.
So many components. All right, we're good. Thank you,
Well,
Nolan.
that spell alone costs, I think, about 10,000 gold in components to create for the first time.
Just drooling a little bit. It's fine.
Darling,
Thank you,
once you
Nolan.
are as old as me, it means less and less every year.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Now that we're no longer carrying that, let us perhaps go prove ourselves to it.
Let's go talk with your family and have a normal night after all of this, if you can.
I'm picturing Jem just like, we get out of here. The first person that says hi to us. What mark? What brand? I don't know what you're talking about. Go, move, go leave.
I think Jem's in such shell shock at this point. It would be like somebody would say hi and it just wouldn't even register that they were there.
What? Someone's talking to me?
So you exit the dark stained and stained glass door, and you step back out into the Alabaster City. And it's about mid-morning at this point, getting closer to noon. And when you stepped in, just probably 30 or so minutes before, the Gromlin brothers and all the commandos had been here. They're gone.
Well,
There are a handful of disciples left, though.
Okay. Anyone I recognize?
You recognize all of them.
I get that. Any of them I have a decent rapport with?
Again, all of them. You are bossy and a little annoying, but you are literally Nolan's right hand.
Yeah.
These are essentially all your subordinates to a degree.
Yeah. I will gesture to the closest one. Grommy Brothers and the rest of the band, I'm assuming, have gone to find lodging.
And he points, just like a sallow-looking young half-orc. Points at the tree to your left, and you see a key turned in it.
Ah.
The
Understood.
brothers went in there. All the Iron Flanks. They went somewhere.
Causing trouble. Where's my brother with them?
He seems kind of hesitant.
And you see Jem stand up straight and go into boss mode. Was my brother with them?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
They
Deal
went
with
that way. And he
Right.
points down the western road that leads towards the burrow.
Do I know what's generally in that direction?
It's just the high-end shopping district. It's
Okay.
where your magic shop is. I think actually somebody has something commissioned over there.
Do we?
I'm pretty sure Zaros has something on commission. I can't remember what it was, but he commissioned some kind of magic item.
But
I don't
Thought you did.
I think I did.
I think he did.
Hold on, let me take a look at my.
Brains
Yeah,
are
it's,
melting.
yeah, it's been a few months. It's been a few very, very busy months.
Very busy months.
But yeah, he points. He goes, they went that way.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And ma'am, it seemed like they were following in Intanari.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping they weren't doing.
oh, that sounds exciting.
Yes, but not something that, with current knowledge, we should be getting involved in.
true.
Thank you for the information.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. May need to make a stop at home. My home, for a moment. And then we'll head to yours, Jax.
Just making rounds to all the family.
Would I know if father is at work or at home this time of day?
On a normal work day, he would be working. But seeing how like 90% of the city was all shoved in the heart this morning, yeah, he's probably at home.
All right. I'd like to head home for a moment.
All right. So your home is in the borough. This is the nicer district of town that is not
Yeah.
the Oak Forge
Yeah, no, I know.
or the Raven's Orchard. That's like a nice side of town.
That nice. Yeah, no. We will make our way that direction. If we start seeing Iron Flanks and things happening, we go the other way.
Okay.
I tell that to them.
Yeah.
All
With
right.
the info we have now, we do not need to get involved in anything at all today, tomorrow.
Agreed.
Very well.
Okay.
And then tomorrow we start war.
Casual. All right. So you head into the borough, and it's oddly deserted. There was a great deal of life in the city, in the heart
Yeah.
this morning, and it's just about midday. No guards, no people at all. And this is the shopping district, essentially.
Yeah. It's unsettling.
Yes. You continue to head through, and you just kind of get this cold shiver in your spines, all of you. Just a little shudder. You know, that somebody just walked over my grave feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to, I believe you all have the map. And if not, it should be in the Discord. Somewhere.
Is it the Roll20? No.
No. I sent it when we were having Foundry issues before. Oh yeah, it's right up August 7th is when I sent it. There's a picture of it.
No, that's
Okay,
the,
yep.
that's the big map.
Okay. So you're going up that inner road to the west, curving up. And then as you get to that point where there's a tree in the center of that crossroad area, up in near the top left.
Yep. Near the blue fin-like building.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, I see what you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. As you reach that space, as you are closing in, because you live on the opposite side of that by the water gem, which is beautiful.
Yeah. As we're making our way, I would have asked Shax if he knows where his family lives in the city.
Interestingly enough, I have no damn clue.
Well, that might be a fun little excursion during a chaotic part of the day.
I have a feeling if we make our way out to the bowl and ask
Probably
where
find-
my brother lives, we will find our way very easily.
I'll make this one quick stop
Possible.
first.
Right. So as you enter this essential courtyard area to then continue to head north, not a quarter mile from your home, that's when you see it. Coming from the drawbridge, a tall, beautiful, tan-skinned Eladrin. Long, braided black hair pulled back, ringed in gold, wearing flowing, royal purple robes, a gold mantle across his shoulders, flanked by guards in golden armor, golden weapons, purple tunics underneath all the plates of gold. Geldway Antinari. And standing in front of him is a singular man. Tall, simple plate armor, runes etched into it. Massive shield across his back, sword strapped to his side. Aegis stands staring him down. Not 100 feet away from you. And he speaks loudly, and you hear every word perfectly. Geldway, you hunted hours for sport. And with that, you have signed your own death warrant. I do not care what realms stand in my way. I do not care who is on your side. Before I've returned my plane, you will lie dead at my feet. And the only reason you live now is because I'm going to bring your house to ruin. Every Antinari will die. And once your house is crumbled, your power and your wealth has been stripped from you, and you know nothing but fear and pain, and you know regret for hunting 3 of mine. Then I will let you run, and I will hunt you for sport myself.
So it was a nice long speech. We're continuing to go past this. As
You're gonna have to
this
pull
whole-
Shax because Shax is like enjoying
Yeah.
this.
Jem, you
Zaros-
continue. You see this, and you keep walking, and then you look back, and you see that Zaros and Shax have stopped, and they are watching.
I give them both a look of just like upset, panic, worry, sweat. like it is just a if I could physically move both of them, I would, but I cannot.
No, you're like
physically
pulling
move
Shax,
them.
and your feet are just slipping on the
Yeah, no,
cobblestone.
that's what would happen.
Shax
I
isn't
know
even like
that.
noticing. It's like, popcorn.
Yeah, that's the
Under
fun
the
part
helmet.
about- yeah, that's the fun part about having a -1 to strength.
Yep.
Yeah, as he like finishes up,
Oh, he
like-
wasn't finished,
oh.
but yeah. Go ahead.
well, like at this point, coming back to himself a little bit, and like seeing Jem off the side going, I'll just kind of give Zaros a nudge and just like head nod in the direction, just like, yeah, we're keeping an eye on this, but like, yeah, we could keep shuffling.
Just
And-
had this conversation, damn it! Can't be
and
involved with
this,
this shit.
this looks really good.
At that, you.
This is not a train wreck you want to see. There's a nuke attached. You won't live through it.
Aegis says that, and he goes, Antinari, this oath I swear to you. And that is when you hear, and because I have this, I can do it. Ready. You hear the sky all around you, midday. The air goes still. And the sky actually darkens around you.
So it is sworn. So it shall be. My son.
Oh, okay, I kind of had difficulty like, actually understanding what it said.
Yeah, can you repeat that? In,
Yeah.
It-
Normally.
that's a tough
yeah,
one to
it's a-
understand.
Gotcha. It said, so it is sworn, so it shall be, my
Mhm.
son.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
An oath to the god of war.
and you actually, because you drank Ioun's draft, Gem, you see it better than everybody else, but you guys can see just a little bit because, fun fact about Ioun's draft, for an hour it lets you see the ethereal plane.
I assume that's what that was. Yeah.
You actually watch as you see and look at Aegis. There is a ethereal chain that hangs around the physical chain he has, his iron flank chain, and you watch it snap. It falls to the ground, and it was just this beautiful blue color, and you watch a crimson red one begin to burn and sear itself into place around his shoulders and clink onto his shoulder.
Amazing.
And so Geldway is standing there just kind of haughty, but now he's kind of like pulled back a little bit, and he only has 2 guards with him.
Bless you.
And then Aegis says, "And just so you know, I am serious. Commandos, show him your might."
Oh,
What is your
There
occupation?
is
Spartans, what is your occupation?
exactly, but there is utter silence, and then all around them, just appearing, is the entirety of the Iron Flank Commandos. All of them in a flanking position where they apparently had been invisible.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
that it's what is that? It's just shy of 100 people.
They got enough casters, they could make it happen.
Jem, you see your brother is standing between both of the guards with their hands not an inch from the helmets, flames pouring down his arms and on his fingertips. Their fingertips.
Yeah.
And they just have a crooked head and a grin. "Anyone want a burn?" And you notice Atlas, the Day of the Dead etched face, standing just behind Geldway with a large black revolver just beside his temple. Bang. You're dead. And that's when you notice Arctic. The little halfling
Mm-hmm.
with a dagger up,
Oh god.
not an
Of course.
inch from Geldway's balls. And every commando is weapons drawn, battled ready position. I say the word and you die here. So I say again, you only live because I will hunt you for sport. Commandos, we're done here. And he turns and walks away, and you watch a handful of the commandos kind of swirl their hands in different things, and they all vanish.
And we need to too now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geldway is visibly shaken, and he looks at you all. What are you looking at, peasants?
Yep, just peasants here.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm
So,
just
yeah,
gonna walk
just
away.
keep walking. Keep fucking walking.
Alright. You scurry out of the courtyard quickly, heads down like, nope, gotta go.
Yep, did not see any of that. We are leaving. Goodbye.
He's not just a peasant, you know.
You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
That's a Greywood you're talking to!
Nuke.
I was gonna say smited immediately.
You got above 100 health. Would powered kill work?
And so you rush out of the courtyard, step through the wooden gate that leads into the yard of your home, and that's what we'll pick up next time.
All right then.
I've been excited for that Iron Flank scene for a while. So you weren't getting past that no matter how hard you tried.
Fair enough.
That's fun.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I wanted to watch that out. I was like,
I just want us to live.
Come on, who's gonna start a fight right in the middle of the city? They wouldn't.
No.
Sure.
No.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that, good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time.
and happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Happy Veterans Day.
Belated.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.